All right, I'm hoping this works. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, audio issues, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I am Mr. Jason Roscom, and if you were in the chat right now, please let us know if you can hear us.
Yes, can you hear us?
And with me each and every single week, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
How are you?
I'm pleasant. I'm pleased with this new setup.
Yeah,
because
We'll do it live.
Oh, God.
Fuck it. Do it live.
So Dave got spoiled at the celebration, and
My penis is smooth.
so we rearranged the studio so he now has access to the soundboard. God help us all.
The sacred Jedi, the sacred Jedi, the
We'll
Jedi.
do it
My
live.
girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
Do it live.
So this is what we've come to. Anyway, so well, fuck. What are we talking about today?
I think there's a show that came out. You might have heard of it. AHSOKA?
Yeah.
A little thing that came out.
Yeah.
So as we start this, right? And well, like we're getting it's kind of like any other time that we're not in the studio and we now.
No, these fuckers are fucking with us in the chat.
Jason has immediately realized his mistake. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, but they're fucking with us in the chat too. They're like, I can't hear you. I'm like, fuck. But people earlier said
I
they
can't
could-
hear you asking us if we can hear you.
Right.
Right. Yes.
So it's whatever.
My penis is smooth.
Anyway, yes, Ahsoka is here.
Yes,
it
it's
is
here.
upon us. And
Finally.
yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that.
Yes. So, yeah, like I was saying, so we had Celebration.
Yes, we did.
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
drop's
have
not
right
on there.
page But, and during Celebration, we were sitting next to each other, which was very weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the escape pod guys do it. Like, I think it's, Dragon Buddy is remote.
Right.
So they're
So
looking
it's like the
at
two
him.
of them looking at him,
Right.
and vice versa.
But they sit next to each other, and I don't know, like, I don't know how the vibe. I don't know how they vibe like that. It just was weird.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like we were doing a show. It felt like honestly, for me, it felt like I was performing for the studio audience.
Yeah. No, it was a little odd, but I mean, it wasn't bad. But it's not our thing because we have a certain way that we do.
Right. We're very particular.
Yes, and we've been doing it this way for 6 years now.
Yes.
So, hold on, I'm going to test something. All right, because I have my own
Right.
soundboard access as well.
After
so.
having this soundboard for, it's been, what? It's been a couple of years, right? It's been
Maybe a year and a half.
all right. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
And today we had the epiphany, like, well, maybe we have a there's like a software version
Yeah.
that Jason could be running while I have access to.
sacred-
Yeah. And go figure. We do. So, real
My penis is smooth.
Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to our Michigan brothers who gave us a nice couple of gift bags while we were at Celebration. One of them
It's
is
a celebration.
are these barbecue chips from Better Made that I am eating as we speak.
Yeah.
Also, the Fago soda that they gave us.
It's a Y. Isn't it a Y? Fago.
Fago.
Yeah, Fago.
Yeah, I'm drinking that right now. It's quite tasty.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can have mine.
All right, sounds good.
It's a little more sugary soda.
Indeed.
They also gave me a bag of chips that, as Don described it, was the burnt bit in the bag of chips. There's a couple of burnt chips in there.
Yeah,
that
those are the
nobody
best
eats.
ones.
Yeah, well, you should have had the bag of chips that I had because there was an entire bag of that.
See, I like that. I also like the burned popcorn kernels at the bottom of the thing, like the half pop ones or the burned ones. Oh, those are the best.
Oh, that's just whoever made that popcorn just did it wrong.
I guess.
Like, I since I met fucking Helmet Fire, right? Since I met Vickers, and I started working at where I work now, they had a popcorn machine there. I haven't had microwave popcorn since.
Really?
I've like it is
Like
sacrilege.
you're
now.
spoiled?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's either coming out of a fucking legit popcorn machine with the oil and everything else, or air popped. Like I have an air popper at home.
Right.
So it's healthy, which is awful. But you can melt a fucking ton of butter and pour a bunch of butter over it, which makes it better.
Naturally.
And a bunch of salt too. All the salt. But yeah, it's
You had to throw the burp in there for good measure.
like you do. But yeah, it was fucking popcorn snob now.
Wow.
And potato chips should not be an entire bag full of fucking burnt ones.
All right. Well, Don and or Brady, you guys got to send me a bag of the burnt ones because
Right.
I got to try it now.
Now, I haven't tried all these.
Yeah, they're good. They're just good old barbecue chips, classic style.
How's that sound? That sound good?
Oh, jeez, this is what we've come to. All right, so oh, that was close. What do we do now? Is this where we talk about some Patreon or something?
You, sir. You talk about Patreon.
All right, so I'm gonna bring it up in my fucking phone because for some reason my browser is being all weird when it comes to Facebook. I don't know what's going on.
That computer is trying to tell you something.
Oh yeah, no, we have problems. We have plans to bring it to end of life and
Got
bring
99
something new in.
problems, but the computer ain't one.
If you're enjoying the Sidebar Cantina's content, please consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and make it possible for us to continue to bring you quality content week after week. We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons. Carly Vickers, who we just met for the first time last week. Well, me anyway. Catherine Rennick, Dragon Buddy, David Schmuck, Frederick Martin, who I also just met for the first time a week ago, Shotgun Mark, Chantal for Pop My Culture, same thing for her, Wally Frogmore, Janine Vickers, my wonderful mother-in-law Patricia Goodstein, Nick from Sweet Studios, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse podcast, Frank Kalevich, Kristen Roscom, Don Solsky, Lord Helmet Fire, Ivo G, The Orange and Fett Show, Steve Long, Tina Land, and our newest patron,
What?
The John.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so he texted me, right? Now that you've said that, he texted me, and he said he wants to be referred to as Sterling Azure.
Sterling Azure. Okay.
Yes. So adjust the
Kristen, if you're listening.
Sterling Azure.
Okay.
That's just like Lord Helmet Fire had his request.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling Azure has his request.
I mean, that's the least we could do for them supporting the show.
And you know, the time zone he's in now, it actually falls where he's actually able to listen to us live a little bit more frequently.
Oh,
So
no shit.
Hopefully, John, if you're listening, and he'll text me probably on his drive home, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, if you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/thesidebarcantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. I'm so glad this camera is back. The reason why we do this.
I can say things like sidebar headlines.
Yeah.
The Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League is about ready to draft.
Oh, fuck. That's right.
Yeah. You know that whole thing that I was supposed to be doing, and just fucking
Life, man.
this year.
My penis is so smooth.
This year, Brady Big Lovin will be running the league to help us out. Yeah, he's doing me a huge solid by taking over commissioner duties so that I got school starting back up. I've got a bunch of work things that I'm trying to do to increase my marketability for promotion potential and shit like that. So I do not have the fucking bandwidth to run the league. So the Skate Pod guys, Brady in particular, said, I got you, bro. And so they're taking care of it. So there's going to be a live draft this coming Sunday afternoon, September 3rd. Pay attention to Brady's posts on our Sidebar Facebook group in the coming days for details. So any issues you have with the league, take it up with the big man.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I wonder how distracting the eating of the chips is to the listening audience.
It probably is. It's going to be really annoying when I'm listening to it for a day at it.
All right. I should probably stop then.
You probably should.
All right. This is the last mouthful of chips. Okay. What do we do now? Oh, here's something. So I had you watch, or do we want to talk about the celebration first?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about celebration first.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
It was a celebation.
Indeed it was. And it was fucking awesome.
It was.
I mean, God, I had an absolute blast. Honestly, it went far better than I could have even pictured, you know.
I'm wondering what you pictured.
I don't know. A bunch of people who never met each other before being all awkward around each other and just being kind of weird and, you know, just awkward in general. Maybe it's just my own awkwardness that I was concerned about.
Yeah, this is true.
But no, it was a fucking blast, and it was so great having all those people come out from all over the fucking country, which was incredible.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was, the whole experience is just weird. I still, like, thinking back on it, it's just a strange thing.
Like a weird surreal kind of.
Yeah, to have, like, this show to have started something like, you know, the celebration, you know, it's start something that would grow into getting people together. And then to do a 7.5 hour broadcast, basically.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we weren't live the whole time, but even, you know, when I posted the podcast this weekend, I got it down to you know, a little over 5 hours of us doing content.
Right.
So that's the longest show we've ever done, probably.
That is true.
So
yeah, I think it might have beaten the episode 100.
Yeah,
where we went for 4.5 hours or something like that.
And we were drinking during that.
Yeah, which is, oh my God. And they had that show playing while we were broadcasting.
They did.
At the celebration, which was funny, going back and watching it. And
yeah,
good times.
So
fuck, I said I wasn't gonna eat anymore. Go ahead.
You just gotta roll them up and put them away. So, you know, huge thanks to our wives, to Kristen, to Kathy and my father-in-law did so much work on getting Hennifer's dressing room together. Yep. All that stuff was scratch built. The little what the hell is that called? The little what is that? The Japanese room divider thingy.
I have no idea.
You know, it had
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
Well, that was hand built and painted. The dresser with the mirror, like my father-in-law, like literally made that entire thing.
Yeah,
like
I loved how she had different eyes.
Yeah, and my Kathy painted the eyes, and I would use those eyes. I would, you know, but
because there was like angry eyes,
right. But they're super glued to the thing, so I'd have to like rip those eyes off to do it. In fact, I should have brought. I meant to throw that in the car, but I had Han and Leia in the back still.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the cardboard Han and Leia full size.
Yeah.
Got some pictures with those.
Yeah, and so Kristen getting all the stuff for us to put up on the walls.
Yep.
Really, it made it seem like it was a thing, and then everyone came in. And you know, everyone immediately clicked.
Yeah.
And which was great. And the food worked out, which was awesome.
Yeah. Probably a little too much food, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's better to have too much than too little. And honestly, like I had planned on running out of food and having to get, you know, dinner later, and we ended up not having to do that, so it worked out good.
Yeah. I must have ate 20 of those sandwiches.
And we still had leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thanks to our wives. Thanks to Kelly for she made up some specialized stickers.
Well, and she herded the cats too. She was dealing with all of the guests coming in. Yep. So
so she got. You know, I know that everyone had an adventure with the hotel and stuff like that. So listen to their podcast for all that stuff. But we had a great time. It was exhausting though.
Oh, I believe it.
I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah, because you were like working your ass off getting this up and running. And I already said it during last show, but yeah, like this whole thing wouldn't happen if it wasn't for all the work Dave did, just to get the venue up and then get everything set up, and it was a lot.
Yeah, and I felt it. I really did. It didn't help that after celebration, I went to the hotel, hung out with those guys for a little bit, and then I had to pick up Kate from the airport at like 3 a.m.
Right.
And got home, slept for a little bit, and then got up, and then we had our breakfast with, there was 10 of us total, right? At the at Amy's.
Yep.
So we went to Amy's omelet house and engorged ourselves like you do at that place, because the portions are fucking enormous.
Yes.
And
But I warned everybody.
yeah, no, that's why we went there. You know, fucking let's load up. And I don't think I didn't eat again that day until like dinner.
Right.
But it legit, it took me most of the week to like recover from that. And we'll talk about that when we get to our weeks. Okay. But I will say at Amy's, you know, Lunar Girl brings up the Scrapple. I was a little disappointed in the Scrapple at Amy's. They didn't always have it there. And I think it's a newer edition.
Yeah, and Scrapple's more of a diner thing. I wouldn't consider Amy's a diner.
It's pretty much, it's a diner. It is.
All right.
I mean, you don't have to consider it a diner, but it is.
Okay.
It's just, but I think their Scrapple was just, I don't know. It just wasn't up to my standard.
All right, fair enough. Well, what you got to do then is you got to find the best Scrapple in South Jersey, and we'll have to take them there next time we do one of these celebrations, and for episode 500.
Yes. So yeah, we talk about our Patreon supporters and for the giveaways, and there are looks our droids, our pieces.
I got a couple over there by that whiskey bottle.
Vickers printed those up for us, and I thanked him on that show. And I wanted to make sure I thanked him again. He printed up that lampshade. You notice that? You notice that?
Yeah, when you talk, yeah, there's some sort of. I wonder if your cord is kind of picking up some interference.
Swishy swish.
Yeah.
Oh, it got worse. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you're getting a little EMI going on there.
Does everyone else hear that? Does everyone else hear the? It's not like terrible.
No, it is a little distracting though. Hang on. I'm gonna unplug you for a second. And plug you back in.
Hello.
Oh, did that fix it? Say something.
Something. Yeah, it's
a little bit.
a little bit better.
Yeah.
I moved this too.
Okay.
So.
That helps. Anyway, carrying on. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Is that it for celebration? I mean, we could talk so much about everything that happened, but you can just go back and watch the stream because like so much fucking happened.
And download the podcast, see how it was. Oh, got to thank Swede too for
his live performance.
For the live performance. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I think we effed up in our setup.
You just lost your monitor.
Oh. That's because I unplugged the.
What is wrong with you? Oh God! Oh, we've lost Dave. Oh no! You can still hear him though, so
yeah, you can still hear me.
Right.
I'm fine. I'm not. All
right. Well,
I'm not off the planet. It's okay. I'll be back.
Oh my God! This is.
I think honestly,
so
I think what it was. I think it was the power supply. I think the cord was lying on that power supply.
Oh yeah.
And that's a 200 watt power supply.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got a new setup here in the studio.
Yeah, so we got to work out all the bugs.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget to rejoin the fucking stream too once you're back up and running.
Rejoin the stream. I'm not connected anymore.
Yeah, your camera. Sorry, guys. There we go.
Now it's in the wrong place.
That's your laptop
it's
camera.
The wrong camera.
Did you unplug your Logitech camera there?
Hi, everyone. This is a new angle.
Hey.
Hey.
You can see all the way up his nose. There we go.
I said across his nose, not up it.
All right. So that's it for celebration. Real quick, I sent you a text this morning, and I asked you if you would watch the Rebel Moon trailer. And you hadn't at that point, and then I guess you watched it not long after I sent you the text.
I did. I had an opportunity to.
So Rebel Moon...
I may or may not have been sitting on the crapper. When I did that.
For any of you who don't know, is a new movie coming directly to Netflix, actually, in December. And, oh my God, you are killing me with that. But it's done by Zack Snyder, and the backstory behind it is he was trying to get a Star Wars film done through Lucasfilm. Right. And I guess this was the story for this was his proposal to them, and either they didn't want it or it fell through. Whatever the case, he ended up not making the movie he wanted to for Lucasfilm, the Star Wars movie. So Netflix hired him to make his movie instead. And that's what Rebel Moon is. And I don't know if anybody out there has seen the trailer yet, but holy fuck. It's on YouTube right now. It was released like 4 or 5 days ago. Go watch the fucking trailer for Rebel Moon because god damn. I mean, again, it's just a trailer. So trailers can always be deceptive, but fucking hell. Like it looks.
It is. So when I watched it and I immediately was like, so I watched it without the context of Zack Snyder and
the Star Wars stuff.
Star Wars bit, right? So I'm like, okay, this has a lot of Star Wars feel to it.
Yes.
Right. So much so there's lightsabers, right?
Right.
There's
a little bit different. They're kind of like flaming sabers
they're
almost.
just different enough to not get
sued. I think George Lucas gonna sue somebody.
So, but I'm watching. I'm like, God, it does. It looks fantastic. They got premier actors. I think it's spared no expense type thing. Kind of like, hey, we're Netflix. We're trying to pull ourselves out of the ditch here that we're in.
Yeah,
you know, that everyone else is in. But after you said that Zack Snyder was trying to do a Star Wars joint, and this is kind of his fuck you to Disney for not picking it, because like, hey, this is the movie that you could have had,
right?
If you had fucking stuck with me and let me make a Star Wars story. But instead, I'm making this for Netflix, and they're gonna make money on it.
Yeah,
because honestly, looking at it, I would watch that.
Yeah,
I would 100% watch that, and out of no basis at all, except for the fact that it looks phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Right? It's
like December, and then I think the following April.
Yeah. So it's almost like Dune if you think about it. Like the way they're doing the release. Mm-hmm. You know, having like 2 big parts. Yeah.
And again, for Smirking Bear and anybody else that's listening, if you haven't seen the Rebel Moon trailer, fucking go watch it right now. Pause the show. We'll forgive you. Pause the show, go watch it, and then come back.
Or open it up in a different window and watch it.
Yeah.
We should just put it on. Oh, they won't be able to hear it though. You need to be able to hear it, like, and get the full experience of it. Because, dude, it's pretty fucking balling. Yeah, it really is. Like,
it seems like Netflix is really pulling out the stops.
It feels like Netflix is a little bit out of its league with this one. I'm not gonna lie. They're spending Apple money on this fucking thing.
Oh yeah, no, this has definitely got to be an expensive movie, and I don't know how they're gonna recoup the fucking the money for this, but this is like something that should be released on the big screen, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, I agree.
But I guess we'll see.
Maybe they will. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
And I mean, unless we've got something else pressing going on, I'd love to cover this on the show in December when it comes out.
I agree. It'll give me an excuse to watch it. You know, it'll remind me to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, because I'm the worst at that. I like when shit's out like that. Even though I really want to watch it, I'll fucking lose track of it because I don't watch television.
Yeah. Oh, when you mentioned Dune, we didn't get a chance to talk about this. The fact that Dune Part 2 has been delayed until next year. So, yeah, I think instead of being in November, it's now going to be in April.
It's the worst.
Something like that. Yeah. Warner Brothers trying to get their shit together. They're losing their asses on movie after movie. So
makes me so sad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Just makes me sad.
Indeed.
I was really looking forward to that. Whatever. I mean, I'll keep the commentary, my internal commentary about that. To myself,
I mean, we know it's still coming. It's just a slight delay.
Slight. Like Blake is saying, Dune Part 2 is in March now.
March. Okay. So like 5-month delay.
I mean, it's
Oh, trust me, I know. But I mean, really, there's nothing we can do but piss and moan. So
that's right. We're gonna fucking complain about it really loud.
All right,
that's what we do, and we have a fucking medium to do that with.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of other shit we got to take care of, and I'm sure we're gonna talk a lot about Ahsoka. So let's push through our weeks real quick.
So celebration.
All right. So I have a ton of new additions to.
Of course you do.
So I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible.
All right.
So if you're not part of our private Facebook group, you should be, because I posted a picture there of some Black Series figures I'm not going to show, but I went a little bit crazy again with the whole GameStop clearance sale. I've got a lot more of the Scout Trooper and the battle droids and the security droids.
The sacred Jedi.
So anyway, I also went a little crazy over the last couple of weeks and decided to buy a bunch of figures specifically to open. So Bronco Fett, if you're still in the chat, this is for you, buddy. Because I decided, I'm just laying in bed one day and I'm like, you know what? I want these figures to open. So fuck it. That's what I did.
The sacred Jedi.
So we'll start with the ones that I'm going to open very quickly. First of all, Hat Man, the Inquisitor, the fifth brother, the guy with the hat, because I have all the other Inquisitors open. So now I want, you know, what would you call this kind of hat? It's like Umbrella Hat Man. I don't know. And it's funny because, again, we mentioned this in the when we did the Rise of the Red Blade book. He's in the book and they like make fun of his fucking helmet in that. They're like his ridiculous looking.
Well, and Cal Kestis does too in the
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, in the book, doesn't he?
Was it that book or was it the Rise of the Red Blade where they were making fun of it? I don't know.
Either way,
he's been mocked in Star Wars canon for his helmet. But again, I want all the Inquisitors open, so that's that. Then I decided I wanted the white Darth Vader from the Star Wars Infinities. I already have this guy up there, so I got another one. He was pretty cheap actually on Amazon, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll do that. So white Vader.
Nice.
Then I'm like, well, you know who else has a whole bunch of cool, really nice alternate armors is Boba Fett. Now, this came up actually at Celebration. I've never been a huge Boba Fett mark like a lot of the older Star Wars fans. You know, he's fine. I didn't really appreciate Boba Fett until like the Mandalorian story started in Star Wars canon. So, yeah, it's definitely you. But now all of a sudden I have like all these fucking Boba Fett Black Series figures, and now I have 3 more to add to the collection. But these are, again, all getting opened. So first we've got from the Droids cartoon. This is the Boba Fett, pretty much the one that's from the holiday special in those colors.
Yeah, I have this pop.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. We've also got the white Boba Fett in the prototype armor, which again, I already have. But now I have one to open.
Nice. And this one's great too, because honestly, this is the kind where I might even like, was this Amazon or eBay?
I think that was Amazon.
Because I would look at this and I'd probably get it to, would I open it? I don't think I'd open it just because you can see them.
Yeah.
But this is like one of those, hey, this is an original like movie thing where when they were releasing the movie and they had him kind of walking around in this armor, it was all white when it like first made the public appearance. So it's like,
and there's test footage too of like them testing out his armor when it was all white.
Yeah, so it has this like unique history to it that a lot of these other alternates really don't have the benefit of.
That's right. And the piece of resistance is, what comic was this? War of the Bounty Hunters, the black, black nice. Boba Fett. So
darkness.
And again, I've already got it up here in the collection, but now
there was no plastic.
No. Some of these comic ones like that, they didn't have the plastic.
I'll tell you what, this guy looks like somebody you could just 3D print.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
I would not be surprised if people have started 3D printing.
Oh, for sure, dude.
6-inch Star Wars figures. But yeah, so I decided one day, I'm like, yeah, I want the alternate Vader and Boba Fett's to open. So there they are. But I also have new Black Series figures to actually add to the collection. So I did not pay $28.99 for these. I got these from GameStop also. They are the different kind of battle droids from Republic Commando. These are like the full silver ones, not the ones that I've been getting in bulk on clearance. But I got 2 of them because they were cheap-ish. Fuck it. So I decided I wanted Rey from Rise of Skywalker, because the Rey that I have from Force Awakens comes with BB-8,
Right.
and the Rey from Rise of Skywalker comes with Dio. And I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
I want Dio, and it comes
No.
with the repaired baby killer and all that.
Right.
So I bought it was a 3-pack. It was an eBay auction for 3 Rey figures. The one from Rise of Skywalker, a special boxed version of Rise of Skywalker, and then another one from Force Awakens that I didn't recognize.
Okay.
It's like her with a like the shawl thing to go over her head when she was scavenging in the desert.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, this is cool. I've never seen this Black Series figure before. And then I got burned because when they came in, the Black Series figure, the one of her on the desert is a 3 3/4 inch figure, because they went through this phase where they were making Black Series figures in the 3 3/4 inch. So that's why I didn't recognize the Rey with the fucking replaceable shawl. So I'm like, god damn it. But the other 2 came in and they were fine.
You know what? You know what you do with that? You put a hook on it and you use it as a Christmas ornament.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. But then the other ones came in. It's Rey. It's just one's a white box, one's a black box. Don't know why they chose to do it this way, but it's Rey and Dio. So
is one more rare than the other, you think?
I don't know, but I'm probably just gonna open one. I'm probably gonna open the one in the black box, because like they fucking like there's a nick on the top, and so the box is in kind of shitty condition anyway.
Well, yeah, this one says first edition, premiere edition on it.
Oh, so well there you go. Clearly it means it's that much
more valuable,
special. Yeah. But I got some other stuff as well.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
This one came in, it was in terrible shape, but I had to get it on eBay because these are long out of print. It is Clone Commander Cody in the archive packaging. So good old Cody. Helmet does not come off. A little disappointing.
It's just good looking.
Yeah.
It's just good looking.
Yeah, but the packaging is so fucked that I'm probably just going to take him out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's open. It's basically open.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
Yep.
But yeah, so the Lego version of this guy, like, it's one of the complaints is so they have the visor thing, and like the visor, the way it's pinned is like different, so people are complaining about
different
it.
from the movie.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's Star Wars fans. It's what we do.
Yeah.
All right. So this one I did not have on my radar, but I saw it was on sale on Amazon. So I'm like, well, fuck, I don't have a regular Yoda yet. So this was a 2-pack from The Empire Strikes Back 40th edition or 40th anniversary Black Series figures. It's Luke and Yoda on Dagobah.
Nice.
Dagobah. Last time I was in a Dagobah, I was having a beer in Little Italy. Would you get out of here?
It just seemed the lightsaber's just a little bit bent, but
yeah, that happens. Like, you fucking blow on these lightsabers and they bend. It's
Yeah.
really annoying. And the last thing I got, another thing that was on sale.
why are you blowing these lightsabers, Jason?
That's between me and the lightsabers. Anyway, the last thing that I got was something else on Amazon that was like on super sale. It was like half off. And it is, I'm not going to open it up because it's still sealed, but it is from Andor. It is Andor and B2. It's that 2-pack where they slide out of each side, but it's still sealed on the side, so I'm not going to break the seal. But yeah, this thing, when it first came out, was like $80, something like that. I got it on Amazon for like 33.
Oh, wow.
A couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So, yeah, again, you can't see them, but it's that 2-pack with Cassian and B2.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So that is this week's Black Series haul. Besides that,
Christ on stilts.
all last week you mentioned, marketing yourself or doing things to improve yourself to make yourself more marketable. That's exactly what I was doing all week last week. I was in a class for CISP, Certified Information System Security Professional. It's like the top cybersecurity certification out there.
Right.
I did the boot camp last week. I'm testing probably in about 2 weeks. So yeah, that's what I was doing pretty much all last week.
Yeah, I remember you when we were texting. You were like, "Oh yeah, I'll get that when I'm out of class." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
And I was trying to remember what you you probably told me what you were doing, and I just fucking forgot.
Yeah, and I don't think I mentioned it too much, but I know I was stressing about it because it started like the day after Celebration.
Yeah.
So I was really stressing about like getting ready for Celebration, doing that, and then going right into this fucking class. But it was good. It was a lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff I already knew, thankfully, and I have no doubt I'm going to pass this test, and then I'll be worth lots of money.
There you go.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
So, and then I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 and what little free time I have in between. So
Nice.
That's
So you've given up completely on Survivor?
No, I'll re-engage with it eventually. Because I mean, it's a great game. It's just there's so many games, Dave.
I know.
So many
I
games.
unfortunately, like all last week, I didn't play any Survivor, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah. Oh, I did pass Bob Healy your message about the Jedi Master mode or whatever.
Yeah, that he can go fuck himself with that Jedi Master mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, come on here on the show, Bob, and fucking defend it.
So that's it. That's my week. What do you got?
All right. So I texted you and I said, make sure you put in the show notes the word machete.
Yes, which I did. I remember.
He did. It was when I opened the show notes, the word machete was right next to my name. So
can't wait for the context.
yes. So here's what happened.
What happened was.
So you see what happened was. All right. So my next door neighbor had approached me a little over a week ago. Mm-hmm. While we were in the midst of the bridal shower stuff, you know, and all the things that were going on that weekend. And, you know, we had the week building up into sidebar celebration. And he was talking about how the neighbor was complaining and wanted to put poison down because there was some poison ivy growing into his yard from like behind my shed.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I'm like, all right, no, I don't want to put in any poison in my yard. I have a dog. At the time, like Kate was in and her dogs were at our house, and I'm like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Let me.
Like they actually explicitly say on like weed killer and stuff, do not let animals onto whatever you spray this on for at least 24 hours.
Yeah, it's just not a good idea. So I'm gonna keep backing out, see if it gets any better. It's still even back here, like it's away from all the electronics.
Reset your connection right there by your mic. It's worth a shot.
Huh.
Yeah, no, still.
No, there's something with the it's I wonder if it's in the setting.
Could be. Well, keep
anyway.
talking and I'll fudge with that.
So anyway, so on Saturday, I had a moment where I was like, okay, today I'm going to try and get some shit done. And one of the things I was going to get done was try and clear out this fucking this area around my shed. So I went into the let me describe this area behind my shed. So the space you have right now between the studio and your house.
Yes, very small space.
Yes.
So small.
So
My penis so smooth.
So it's a little bit smaller than that between the shed and the neighbor's fence. And now it's gone. Now it's completely. The bottom end of it is dropping out.
Yeah, I tried to give you phantom power to see if that would do anything.
I don't think so.
No,
it's
all
the
right.
same. I don't think this needs phantom power. Anyway, hello. Hello.
We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
It's weird. So I don't hear myself.
Really?
Everyone can hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Like it's like it's not breaking squelches. Anyway, fuck it. I'll just keep telling the story.
All right.
So so anyway, I go back there and there's just not much room back there. So I get out the shears from my shed and I go back and it's like there's not enough room for me to get the shears in. And there's a lot of growth back there.
Sure.
And it just because we have it blocked off, because there used to be a gap in the fence and I didn't want the dog going into the neighbor's yard because there's a gap in the fence. It's their fence and they just never fucking took care of it. And they got a new fence. So it's been blocked. I don't go back there. And yeah, there was a bunch of fucking weeds and shit growing back there. So I'm like, all right, I'll go back and I'll clear that out.
Sure.
Unblock the thing, go back and I'm trying to get shears back there. I can't get shears in there. So I go and I get a machete. I go back there with a machete and I'm clearing out, like my shed's pretty decent size. It's probably about 18 feet wide.
Okay.
So I got all the way down from, the one side, about 18 feet worth of fucking, jungling.
Yeah.
And because I can only get sideways in there and I'm slashing with the one hand, it's slow going.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting through it. There's no poison ivy, by the way. There was no poison ivy.
No.
It was just weeds.
Okay.
Like people, we have the internet. Like you should be able to look at something and fucking look at it and go like, oh, that's not poison
They have
ivy.
phone apps.
Yeah.
I think we've even talked about it before, where you just take a picture of the fucking thing and it tells you what the plant is.
There's an app called Picture This, right? And it's this plant identifying app. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, which I think you talked about it on the show years ago when you first discovered it.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, there's no reason to be able to misidentify a fucking plant in your yard. If you're that worried about it, you're going to put poison on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but it was growing and it was like over his fence, so it still needed to be taken care of, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm back there, and you know how I have the Lego hands.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm swinging the machete violently, like you do, because it's a machete,
Mm-hmm.
and
There's only one way to swing it.
yes,
Violently.
and I'm wearing gloves, and it came out of my hands a couple of times. And I didn't really think anything of it because, it just, it just kind of dropped down. Like when my hand came down, it just tried to drop down.
In a stabbing motion.
So
I got to stab her 3 times?
no, you stab her one time really hard like this. It has to be right in the chest. So anyway, I came to the end of this area and I was trying to get to where it kind of turns. And I went to hack at this one spot and my hand decided it was going to turn into Lego hand.
Mm-hmm.
And when it let go of the machete, it was coming point first towards my shin.
Oh, God.
And somehow my reaction was enough where I started to try and get my leg out of the way, but not enough.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I prevented the machete from getting stuck into my leg. All it did was bury the tip about maybe 2 centimeters into my shin.
Mm.
And then it like promptly came out and, tore a nice hole.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there was a lot of blood with that one.
So blood. Now I'm standing there like, motherfucker. So stand there, get out of this fucking area, get into the shed. Thankfully, like I have a wood shop, and in my wood shop I have a buckets with dirty and clean rags. So I had clean rags in my fucking bin.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a clean rag out and I just fucking, and literally blood is like into my socks. So I'm like, get my hand on it. And I go to sit down on my deck. And just as I sit down, Kathy calls. And she's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, I cut myself. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, with a machete. And she's like, what? She's like, are you there by yourself? I'm like, no, your dad's here. And then, so I end up going to urgent care.
Okay.
Go to urgent care, fucking get a tetanus shot, because I probably hadn't had a tetanus shot in at least 10 years. At least. But the last one I got was when I was still on active duty.
Mm-hmm.
And it had been at least 10 years. So got a tetanus shot and cleaned the thing out. The nurse is like, oh yeah, this is my first machete wound. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But that guy, it was his first machete, but he's had a samurai sword.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently after the riots in Philly, apparently somebody showed up drunk and had a big slash across their back because somebody came after him with a samurai sword. It was shuck, right across their back.
Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen.
So they fucking showed up. Actually, I think it was in Camden, but he showed up in the fucking urgent care with the fucking samurai sword slashed across his back, and then pissed and moaned because it hurt when they did the stitches. Because he's like, "Oh, why didn't I get put under or something?" I'm like, dude, well, A, you're still drunk.
Yeah.
Like, B, no. Like, you dumb motherfucker.
Wow.
Anyway, so
Oh, I see the bandage.
yeah, so you see the bandage. What? So now what the problem with this thing is, besides the fact that it's sore as fuck, it's right in my shin. Like, it's a big chunk out of my fucking shin, right? The fucking thing has been leaking. Like, yeah, look at it.
Like leaking like the clear fluid?
Yeah.
Blech.
Here, come on, look.
Plasma? No, I'm good.
No, check it out.
Jesus Christ.
Look, see?
Oh, fuck.
It's like,
Oh, God.
it just leaks. It's been nonstop since Saturday. Like, not blood. It's just the plasma.
Yeah.
Like leaking down from my shin into the fucking
into
my sock. Right? And this is a fresh bandage. I changed this bandage before I got in the car to drive here.
Oh my God.
It just right through that, and it's
just like constant?
just constant.
That can't be good for you.
They said the nurse said when we fucking put the bandage on, no stitches. He said because the opening was apparently too like tore up, and it wasn't like, I got lucky for the depth of how it was. So it was deep, but it wasn't like doing a stitch wouldn't have helped.
Sure.
So it's basically just been healing, and just pushing out this shit. So I've been on antibiotic too. And it's just really fucking annoying to have this shit dripping down my fucking leg
Oh, I believe it.
all goddamn time. Like
Yeah.
all weekend.
But they said that would happen, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And then Kathy's looked it up on the internet, and it's like, it's been a thing. So can't use super glue on this. You can't use super glue on this because it actually needs to start healing, inside out, and not get fucking gangrenous. Because I could seal up the top, but if it has any infection underneath that, then I'm not going to see it until it's already like really well past its point. So this is the way it has to go, and I get it. I understand wound care, but I've never had anything like this before, like where it's just been this constant fucking thing. And it's just, dude, I put in the notes, acceptable leak rate. You remember how like on the 135, you'd walk around and so what you would do, and
Oh, God. This just shows how fucked up things were on those goddamn planes.
yeah, but they had a fucking 95% FMC rate.
That is true.
So what you would do on the airplane, and modern airplanes, you don't get this as much these days.
Yeah,
But back in the day,
Yeah, these planes were built in the 50s.
yeah, back in the day, you used to you'd take a rag on the walk around. Like maintenance would go out before you went to fly the jet. Maintenance would be out there like 2 hours early, and you do the pre-flight, and so you'd wipe everything down, and there was an acceptable rate of leaking that after you wiped it, as long as it didn't drip a certain amount after you wiped it, it was good. So it would still drip, but as long as it didn't drip past this certain rate, I'm past the acceptable leak rate right now. Like it's really fucking annoying. And yeah, some dirt and electrical tape. It's just upsetting.
Yeah. No, I mean, a bigger bandage might help.
No, it just go through it. I've tried wrapping it with other stuff. It just yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just means I have more material that's going to, like, a bandage around it is going to like slide because it's not going to stay properly.
Yeah.
A bigger Band-Aid is just going to fill up, and it's going to do the same thing. And it has to be a no stick, like, because it needs to be able to form like as it's healing.
Yeah.
So it's really fucking annoying. So note out there, kids, don't hit yourself in the leg with a fucking machete. I know that sounds like it should be obvious, but in Dave's world, it's just another day.
I'm sure when you woke up that morning, you didn't think that you'd stab yourself with a machete.
I did not.
So.
That was not on my to-do. It wasn't in my little book of things I'm going to do today. It was show up in urgent care to get a tetanus shot and fucking spend the next 3 days leaking at an unacceptable rate. So that was fucking Saturday. Just because I needed another hole in me, because we didn't really talk about it, but the Wednesday before celebration, I had that fucking surgery, that lipoma, right?
Yep.
Removal. So I was like, my shoulder is still sore, not from that, but it's just sore. Like something like is tightened back there. Like I really just need to get it stretched out or do some physical therapy or something.
Yeah.
Because I can't move my shoulder properly.
Well, you were probably favoring it for so long, like not moving it and stretching it.
Maybe. I mean, it wasn't the lipoma wasn't that big. Yeah. And as much as they said, oh no, it's not affecting the muscle, I'm like, fuck you. Yes, it was. But I was feeling that pretty good on, like, I didn't have good drugs. It's been Motrin and fucking Tylenol, which, by sidebar, during celebration, there was consumed items, I'll say. Some people were consuming their legal items, but there wasn't drinking. Like, it wasn't a kegger.
No, I don't think anybody was drinking alcohol, really.
No, I don't think so. Like, Keith Lehman actually made the comment when he came. He was, in layman's terms, had a new show come out, and I watched it the other day. And he was talking about how he was kind of expecting to come in and it'd be like a kegger, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Nobody was drinking, and everyone was just having a good time. So, yeah, that was cool. But I couldn't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't drink because I had to get Kate. So early in the morning. But yeah, I haven't been on any be able to take any good drugs or anything. So I've had it's just been. And I have the stirrup strips on, and I can't take off until I fucking see the doctor next week.
Oh, they're still on.
Yeah, the stirrup strips are still on. Like, I'm not allowed to take them off. He said, don't take them off. And Kathy's been, like, watching it. Like, make sure I don't fucking take them off. Like, every time I'm, like, going back and fucking with it, she's like, stop touching her. So, it's just, So I haven't been able to take a fucking, all right, why is Dave so fucking aggro lately? Well, part of it is because Dave hasn't been able to take a decent shower. Like, because I have to
and we know how important showers are today.
Yes. I haven't been able to, like, just stand underneath the fucking shower properly. Like, everything's been this contortionist act to try and not get fucking direct water on these goddamn stirrup strips and shit.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking annoying. And now I got this stupid thing on my fucking leg that I can't get wet. So that's been a whole nother thing in itself. It's just fucking.
Stop fucking hurting yourself.
Existence is pain, apparently.
But some of it is preventable.
Well, machetes in the shin, preventable for sure.
Yeah.
Don't, for poison ivy that doesn't exist. But in between all that, last week before Machete, I went to Star Wars night at the Phillies.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
they do that every year, right?
They do, and they fucking. So the Phillies have now, they kind of dicked us over. Yeah, Lunar Girl, whatever. The Phillies kind of dicked us over. When I bought the tickets, they had the special link, like, hey, use these tickets or use this link to buy the tickets so that you get a special promotional ticket. It wasn't that it was more money. I guess they wanted the first 4,000 people that did this promotional ticket buy would get a bobblehead, right?
Sure.
So I used that link, didn't get a promotional ticket because I guess the 4,000 went really, really quickly.
Sad face.
Yeah, so they didn't have any kind of giveaway for the thing, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure it saves them money in the long run because they're not like overbuying. Because then they have the 4,000, and if anything, it makes it more limited. Like it's, hey, this is a more limited edition thing.
Sure.
And yesterday, the Bryce Harper bobble, the Funko, was yesterday. I missed out on that because I don't have any 14 and under kids. Yeah, and I couldn't rent one. It's not weird.
I know.
Don't make it weird. It's not weird. I rented one last year. Listen to that episode. I'm sure I talked about it.
I do remember that. Actually.
So yeah, we went to the game. We had a great time, and I got a Lunar Girl posted it. I took a selfie with R2. There was an R2 unit there that was fucking built phenomenally.
Yeah.
Like all the lighting and everything was fantastic. Like it looked autonomous. I'm sure there was an operator, somewhere close by, but you couldn't see him.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, it was like super interactive with people. Like all the little doors would open, like when kids would come up to take a selfie or something, it would like open up the thing or put the periscope up.
Wow.
Really, really cool. So I got a selfie with that. And, yeah, so we missed out on the the bobblehead, which would have went up here next to I've got yes, and there's also a Philly Fanatic Jedi somewhere up here
From last year?
No, from like I think 3 years ago. So yeah, we did that. And speaking of pops, I think I'll tell you, I went to the Berlin Mart the other day on Saturday. Again, this is before Machete.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around, and there's a lot of people like selling pops, like kind of in the outdoor. It's a flea market for those that aren't familiar.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there. They're selling pops and some toys and stuff like that. And I was there. I was looking for tools, basically, and for Legos. I was on a Lego hunt.
Yeah.
And I ended up buying a bag of Legos like this big for $25.
Sweet.
And I got I got this oil can, which actually pretty cool. I spent like $6 on it, or $8. But as I'm walking around, I'm seeing all these guys there, and there's so many people selling pops, and I'm like looking at them, and there was a time when I'm like, I would have been all over looking at those pops. And now when I looked at them, my first thought was, I should really start selling some pops.
You've got some pretty valuable ones.
Yeah. And so it might start happening.
Yeah.
I might start off-gassing some pops. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to have to happen. If for nothing else, to finance, some Lego projects that I want to do, or just for space. I mean, there's definitely some that I want to have because they're fucking awesome. But then there's some of them that are, is what it is. Sometimes I think less is more. But
sidebar, real quick. So Don and Brady at the celebration gave us each a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Vader and a Palpatine.
Yeah.
Which was fitting, and we put them on display, but unfortunately you can't fucking see them on the camera.
Are they cut off?
They're too high.
Oh,
so we're going to have to figure out a new place to put them where we can actually see them. But we did take them out of the box and display them. Unfortunately, didn't check the camera to see.
Darth Vader to his Palpatine.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Anyway, yeah, so I'm considering it. So if anybody's interested in buying some pops, let me know. And last thing, this is what I added. So my wife and I yesterday, we decided we're going to go to Costco just to get out of the house.
Oh, yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah. Did you hear the parking story?
No.
So Costco on the weekend is a fucking shit show. It just is.
Yeah, specifically Saturday. Like, did you go on Saturday?
No, this was Sunday.
Okay. Saturday's even worse.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And so our Costco membership had expired and we didn't know. But B, we're in the parking lot and we're driving back and forth, and it's it's a madhouse. It's just an absolute madhouse. There's no other way to describe it. Like, there's fucking people everywhere, and parking spots are a fucking hot commodity. And so there was two spots, right? And they were both like, people were loading up their cars, and they were both going to be right next to each other on the left-hand side from as I'm sitting there looking at it. And so there's me sitting here, and those two cars are parked next to each other, and they're both getting ready to leave. And then there's this other car that's in front of me. He's waiting for the other slot. So we're both sitting there waiting. I have my signal on, and we're just sitting there. We're just waiting, right? The car closest to me, like, it was family with a minivan. They had all the fucking accoutrements that required, like, fucking, I got to deconfigure this fucking stroller. I got to put this kid in the seat. Then I got this bassinet thing that's got to go in there.
I remember those days.
Holy fuck, dude. So,
and I don't miss them.
Yeah. And you know what? We didn't have anything to do. I'm at a point in my life right now that, like, there's nothing I'm in that much of a hurry for that I would need to be like, come on, let's go. Like, I'm just not there. Well, ironically. So as we're sitting there, she's still loading up her stuff. The other car managed to back out, and apparently that spot was a pull through, because the car that was waiting for that spot ended up pulling all the way through. Right. So I was like, oh, all right, well, she's still packing up, and then I'm going to pull in because I'm sitting here with my signal on. Well, this fucking car goes around me and fucking pulls into that fucking spot.
Wow.
Just, I'm like, before I can even take my foot off the brake after the fucking car goes to pull through, in the time it took for me to make that decision, this fucking Buick comes around me, fucking pulls into that fucking spot. So, and I'm just sitting there going like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Did this bullshit really just happen? And Kathy's dumbfounded. Like, she's like, what, did she just steal that slot? Or he, I don't know. We didn't know at the time who it was. And I'm just like, yeah, that just happened. That just fucking happened. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, and Kathy's like, I got to see this person. I got to see this fucking asshole. Right. And it was such a, like, this is like, you wrote it in a fucking sitcom, such the dick move. Like, you got the car sitting there with the fucking turn signal on, and then this fucking car just goes around you and fucking goes directly into the spot that you were going to fucking pull into.
Yeah.
Just, what the fuck? And then this woman comes out, and she fucking, like, doesn't even look in the direction. Like, we're still sitting there with the signal on. Doesn't even look in the direction, just fucking goes, gets a cart, and fucking goes in. Wow. And I'm like, if I wasn't medicated, I probably would have fucking just ran this fucking bitch over. All right. The level of go fuck yourself that this broad had to fucking do that. Like, what I'm doing in my life is way more important than whatever you've got going on in your life. And I'm just going to fucking take your spot. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to fucking walk in front of your car and get a cart and not even look at you because I am so much more important than you are. Like, wow. Okay. All right. This is why I don't give a fuck about humanity. Like, oh, your car's on the side of the road and you look like you can need assistance. Nah, go fuck yourself. I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care. No, because you're probably cutting people off in the fucking parking lot. Like, you're some other fucking self-important fucking bullshit. No, fuck you. Like, why am I going to go out of my way for somebody else when they are going to do that to me? And now, this is just me. There are good people in the world that are going to just be like, oh, people deserve to have the best things, and you don't want to treat people how you want to be treated. And it's not the gold rule, it's the platinum rule. That's the thing now. It's the platinum rule. Did you know that, Jason? It's the platinum rule. It's like, oh, it's so important because it's not how you want to be treated, it's how they want to be treated. You know what? You know how they want to be treated? They want to be hit by a fucking bus. That's what they want to be treated as, because people act so fucking indignant and they're so self-important that I just want to fucking get out of my car and beat them to death.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, just the audacity of I Googled the platinum rule. The fucking audacity of this. Do unto others wherever possible as they would want to be done to them.
Yeah.
It's like go fuck yourself.
Fuck you. Like, fuck you. I don't subscribe to that.
No, hell no.
That is like the golden rule is fine.
Yeah, treat others as you would want to be treated.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
have some or I don't know, like just have some respect and some just treat people decently.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going to treat you like a total fucking asshole, but at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way.
Yeah, no, your feelings are not my responsibility.
I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because people these days will go out of their fucking way to turn it into something that is negative.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, you go to help this person. Well, they didn't help me enough. Or like, how many fucking times has somebody that you've helped turned around and go like, well, I need more help.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen it.
Like, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, I can't do it. And this is that scenario. This is that, oh, I'm just going to fuck you. Oh, you mean you're sitting here with your signal on to fucking pull into the spot? No, I'm way more important than you are. I'm going to fucking pull into the spot. Okay. All right, fine. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you are just reinforcing the idea for me that the rest of humanity can suck a giant bag of fucking dicks, a Costco-sized bag. Fact is, why don't you go into this store, you stupid fucking cunt, and go buy yourself a giant Costco bag size of dicks? Because you got a good parking spot. You won't have to go that far to fucking put them into your car. People fucking suck. And you know what? To add to that, it's Jersey plates. Right? Mm-hmm. Talk about how like Pennsylvania drivers, blah, 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 right?
No, Pennsylvania driver wouldn't be brave enough to do something like that.
Fucking Pennsy, New York, I don't give a fuck. It's everybody. It's fucking everybody. I had a New York driver riding my fucking ass in traffic. We're in traffic on 295.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
just kind of stop and go. You go for
bumper
a
to bumper.
Yeah.
And I'm getting honked at because I have a half a car length in front of me. Like, they don't have the foresight to actually maybe look around my car to see. I'm not driving an M3. You know, I'm not driving this giant fucking Hummer that you can't see around. It's a Ford Escape, for fuck's sake. Yeah. You can look around and go like, oh shit, there's a fucking bread truck right there. And a fucking Hyundai Sonata. Mm-hmm. No, this person in front of me. I'm important. Get out of my fucking way. Fuck you. Absolutely go fuck yourself. I want to have a fucking paintball gun in the car, and I want to light up every asshole that does some fucking bullshit like that. Oh, you're going to cut me off? And fucking light your car up so that everybody on the highway will see that paint streak on your fucking car and see what an asshole you are. Like, see this guy? Stay the fuck away from this guy because they're fucking idiots. Be fucking brilliant.
It would be.
Just all it would take.
Though, are we even allowed to have paintball guns in Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have a paintball gun.
I know we can't have pellet guns, and I'm sure if you shot somebody without their consent, there'd be like assault charges.
I don't fucking care. Catch me then. Like, go ahead. High speed pursuit. I've seen you drive. Like, you're not going to be able to get me, so I don't fucking care. And I'll just keep shooting your windshield, and you won't be able to see.
Right.
Like, fuck people. God damn it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this fucking broad at Costco.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
It is. That's how this started.
So
good. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done with that.
All right. Well, do you need a break or anything before we get into our main topic?
No, I'm good.
All right, then let's roll right into it because we are here to talk about motherfucking AHSOKA.
We are talking about AHSOKA. AHSOKA has finally graced us with its presence.
Yep. And before we get into it, just in case if anybody hasn't seen it, I'll give a very quick spoiler-free thoughts from my end, and you feel free to join in too. But overall I enjoyed it. There are a couple of things that I had issues with that we're going to get into when we get into the details. I mean, overall, I thought it was great visually, just fucking stunning.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good-looking show, and yeah, it's exactly what we thought it was going to be in terms of just continuing the Rebel storyline. And if for those people, which apparently there's a lot of them out there that have not seen, we're not familiar with Rebels at all, are watching Ahsoka and they're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, you're going to get that. This show was made for those of us that consume everything.
Yeah, the memes that it says Rebels season 5, like, you know, unveiling Rebels season 5. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. And you know what? It's okay.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep. So any other non-spoiler?
No, overall I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching the next one, and I think Kathy's also interested in watching it because she likes Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so do I.
So we're going to try and sit down and watch it this weekend, but honestly, sitting still for sitting still for an hour as we do this has been a challenge, because when you're leaking fluids, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, sitting still to watch TV was not what I wanted to do this weekend. But I think this week we're going to catch up and get an opportunity to watch it, because next weekend we'll be pretty busy.
Yeah. In the comments, Grave Reviews mentions, I'm surprised how much I have enjoyed this season of Rebels so far.
Yeah, that's it's fair. It's fair, and I like I said, I'm okay with that.
Yep. And Detective Kronos, we're gonna address this. Don't you worry. So from here on out, spoiler alert, we're getting deep into spoilers of the show.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, now's the time to check out.
Yep.
And we start off episode 1 with a crawl of sorts.
Yeah.
So it's not the traditional Star Wars crawl. It's just a text in the Star Wars font, just scrolling upwards, and it's all red too. Mm-hmm. So it gives you that very ominous sort of like, shit's going down. And it gives as brief of a fucking intro as you can for, again, the fact that we're just continuing this whole Rebel storyline. Really, really cool though. I just like the visuals to me just looked like really ominous with the red text, and the soundtrack too, which I don't know if you want to talk about it now or save it till later.
Sure, we can talk about it now.
Because it was composed by the guy who did Rebels, I think also did Clone Wars and The Bad Batch, so pretty famous person in Star Wars canon. And yeah, I thought the music in both episodes was phenomenal.
Well, it for what they were trying to do to make it like continuous.
Yeah.
Like, all right, here's the continuity of Rebels and what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It helps when you have the same score and
the consistency like we had with John Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
So long. Yep. 100%. So yeah, and it starts off with this prison ship, which again, we get this kind of overhead shot of it. Kind of looks like,
like,
well, it's a lot faster. It's not a slow move at all, but I mean, again, as it's flying and you're looking at it, it's so detailed, and just like immediately I'm just in awe of the fucking way that they handle the visuals these days in these Star Wars shows. It's, again, theater quality shit that they're pumping into these fucking shows, and I'm already getting like an original trilogy vibe from this, like from that opening shot, then to when we go inside and it's the ship's crew and they're like, some shuttles coming in.
Right. Although the deck was a little too clean, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting original trilogy vibe. I was getting Star Trek vibes off of that fucking that flight deck.
Well, I was thinking more the Tantive 4 from New Hope. Very, very similar aesthetic inside. Plus, it's got those like blockade runner guys with the fucking.
It does.
The dome heads and all that.
It does. It has the same rebels.
Yeah, but and then of course it starts off with the two new bad guys, Balin and Shin. coming in, claiming to be Jedi. There, it's an older code, sir, but it checks out.
Right.
Because they're using an old Jedi clearance code.
Right.
So, and then of course this fucking captain, this arrogant fucking captain, is like,
I'm gonna call their bluff.
it's like you just fucked up.
Like what? Like I'd love to know this dude's background. Like, is he that experienced that?
I don't know. Like
were you like some like hotshot fucking? I can't imagine your experience base where you think that this would be a good idea.
Right. I'm thinking he never actually saw any combat in like the rebellion and all that. Maybe he was like
maybe he got a Bronze Star working in a KAOK doing PowerPoint.
there you go.
That's probably how he got.
And
that
then he
rank.
decided he wanted to be a pilot, so they pushed him through pilot school real quick and put him on a prison ship.
Right. There you go. And give him a good XO to make sure that he doesn't fucking kill everybody. Yeah, that's fair.
And then what's the first thing you do? I'm gonna call their bluff.
I'm smarter than they are.
Yeah, it's like, how'd that work out for you, Chief?
Yeah. Fucking just
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It was weird. It was weird arrogance. Like it had the hubris of the Jedi type, like, oh, we won this war. Like, so even if there are like Empire people or Imperials, like we won. Like, so I'm obviously going to win in an engagement with them.
Right.
This unidentified ship that looks kind of fucking
looks like an Imperial shuttle to me.
Yeah, that looked pretty serious. Like we're just gonna go ahead and let them. We're just gonna let them show up.
Yep.
Okay.
The hubris.
Yes.
The hubris.
That's what the title of this first episode should have been. Not Master and Apprentice. Should have been the hubris of this dumbass motherfucker.
Yep. And the rest of this scene is pretty much what we've seen in the trailers up to this point, where, Balin fucking stabs him with the lightsaber and says, "We're no Jedi." And fucking Shin, she's just like immediately just like killing motherfuckers left and right. We get that badass shot of her going up onto the bridge and just fucking boom, 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 just deflecting bolts and slicing the fucking the XO. And I love this scene so much.
Yeah, this is we have these abilities. These people have no fucking clue what to do. You're just going to show up and wreck shit.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Like, how many times have we done it in fucking Survivor?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, we're not playing in Grandmaster mode, which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Can we just call it Grandmaster bullshit mode?
Sure.
Can we just call it that?
Yeah.
From this point forward?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Grandmaster bullshit mode.
My penis so smooth.
I don't know what that has to do with it, but sure.
It doesn't. I just remembered it's right here.
My penis.
And this is what happens when Dave gets a soundboard. God damn it. Oh my God, stop. All right, I'm just going to keep talking.
Do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Oh, I've made a huge mistake. So they go in and they free Morgan Elspeth, which is the lady that Ahsoka fought in the middle of season 2 of Mandalorian.
Yes.
Who had the Beskar spear. So she was prisoner. We find out later that fucking apparently Ahsoka tortured her or something to get some information out of her. But
yeah, me personally, I love that idea.
Oh yeah.
I love the idea that, like, look, she's on mission, right? This is very like Anakin. If Anakin's your fucking teacher, you're not like, hey, all right, there's the code, but if you really want to get shit done, you're gonna do it this way,
right?
And this is how she's fucking grew up.
Well, yeah, and we saw Anakin do that in Clone Wars when, like he was trying to get some information from somebody. They're like, "Go fuck yourself," and everybody else is, "Oh, okay, we Jedi we'll meditate on this." They all leave, and Anakin stays and like fucking
yes. Bye. I'll see you in the shuttle, and then
yes,
like, oh, you're talk, motherfucker.
So, but yeah, anyway, we're not there yet. So yeah, they free Morgan Elspeth, and they mention that Ahsoka is also looking for the map for Thrawn.
Right.
Then we go to Ahsoka and this like fucking 20-minute scene of her going into this, what we find out was a Night Sister temple, which we gotta, get into that quite a bit. But it's like we see the scene where she cuts the fucking hole beneath her, like, that we saw from the trailers. And then she goes in and there's all these like fucking like pillars that are coming up and you just got to rub them and twist it. And again,
it was a puzzle out of Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. It's like, oh, fuck. All right. Look around the room. That looks like it should be fucking moved. So I'm going to try and move that and then fucking move this and make this line up.
Which is cool. I mean, it lines up with everything else we've been seeing, but at the same time, halfway through the scene, I'm like, the scene is still going? It's like, Jesus Christ, like, we get it, okay?
There was a challenge that this was a hard piece to get.
Yeah,
so
she was playing on Jedi Master bullshit mode.
She was. Oh no, if it was Jedi Master bullshit mode, then the fucking, there would have been 500 fucking people showing up to fucking annihilate her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she gets
bullshit mode.
This map sphere thing. What? What I missed in the
Ancient Jedi bop it.
Yes. Wait, what was that?
I don't know. What was that?
No! One of my guys fell over. No! Oh, so many of my Black Series figures fell over.
What happened?
Well, Moff Gideon is on the floor, so it probably started with him. And then it was a domino effect.
Yeah, look at that. Damn. Well, it's a good thing you got a bunch of stands.
I know, right? Perfect timing. Anyway, so she finds the fucking map sphere and is leaving, runs into these HK droids, these assassin droids.
Right.
Which, we had a brief fight scene with her and the assassin droids before they go into self-destruct mode.
Right.
Which apparently assassin droids carry small nukes in their fucking self-destruct.
I wouldn't say nukes, but there was...
That was pretty big fucking explosion.
I mean, maybe it's a T-1000 reactor that they just, their own internal reactors that they blow up.
Okay, well, whatever it was, it caused a pretty big fucking explosion.
It did.
That she had.
Well,
to
there
run
was
away
3
from.
of them or 4 of them.
4 of them, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's combined.
All right.
Explosive power of.
And maybe they're synchronized to explode like.
They did all fucking assume the position. I was like,
yeah.
all right. Let's Voltron into fucking bomb mode.
Yeah. By our powers combined, self-destruct. So yeah. She's got the map. She goes up and talks to the droid Hu Yang, which I had no idea because again, we didn't see every episode of Clone Wars,
right?
But he was in Clone Wars. Apparently, there's at least one episode where he's like teaching Padawans how to build lightsabers,
right?
Which is how he's got the lightsaber database.
Right.
Again, it's another Dave Filoni thing. Like you're gonna see so many references to Clone Wars and fucking Rebels throughout this whole show.
Yeah, and honestly, our weakness in Clone Wars is going to be exposed. I think a lot in this.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
No, no.
I like learning stuff while I'm watching this. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, and I have no issue with that. Even with episodes that we haven't seen, I still like seeing the callbacks, and you learn something. So, yeah, so they're like, okay, well, we've got the fucking sphere of power, but we don't know how to open it. So she fucking Hera calls her, right? Because the prison break. Yeah. So she fucking shows up, which I did not realize the ship that Hera is on in this show, or at least in this part of the show, is the same ship that they used for the Battle of Endor, where they had the fucking briefing room where they did the hologram of the fucking DS2, and Luke comes in, I'm with you too, and all that scene where they're all in there. That's that same ship that she visits. And in fact, there's going to be a scene later on in the episode where they're looking at the hologram of Balin and Shin. They're walking around. That's that same fucking room. That's that same hologram table.
Huh.
Yeah. I didn't realize it either until I was doing some research after the fact.
Okay.
So that was just a cool little callback as well. Because again, nice job, Dave. Filoni, not you. So in both of these episodes, we see Hera a decent amount. No mention of her child. Really no mention of Kanan at all. It's all like talk about Ezra. So I'm curious if they're going to bring, Jason Zandula into this at all. Or if that's just going to be something that they don't like touch at all. But either way, and this is one of the annoying things.
Okay.
Every time we see Hera, she's always like, oh, you know who could help you? You know who could help you? Oh, you should really go see Sabine. Oh, but you two should really like patch things up. Oh, you two really need each other. It's like, okay, we fucking get it. You're really trying to play matchmaker here.
Well, yeah. I don't think it's overplayed though. I mean, yeah, it's a lot. And I think it's a lot for like this first episode because we haven't seen them in a while, right? And I think there's a lot of supposition there where we didn't see them together as like Padawan and Master.
Yeah. Well, because that's something else that I was thinking about as I'm thinking about this like dynamic between her and Sabine and why there's so much animosity. You got to remember, they really didn't have any much screen time together at all in Rebels. Like even those early like the season 1 and season 2 where Ahsoka did show up, she was kind of helping the whole group, not really any interaction between her and Sabine at all.
Right.
When Sabine got the lightsaber training, that was from Kanan.
Yeah.
So really there was very, very little of these two. Like,
yeah. So I think they're emphasizing it because they're trying to show like, hey, these two did have, like, they did get close because of these circumstances.
Sure, the connection to Ezra and everything.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just, for people who don't realize it, who think, oh yeah, Ahsoka was just part of the Rebels crew and they all knew each other. No, not really. So like Ahsoka and Sabine kind of were thrown together at the end of Rebels without really much exposure to each other. So, it just goes to show why there's probably some bad blood there. Like Ahsoka wasn't quite sure what she was getting into, I think.
Well, and I think they fast forward to later when Ahsoka, talks about pretty bluntly that she walked away just like she did, like she walked away from Anakin and the Order. Like she walked away from Sabine for whatever reasons internally, whether she has commitment issues maybe, or, or she couldn't see to what the end of this was going to bring. Maybe.
Yeah, my theory is she probably saw some like anger issues in Sabine, and then maybe had like thoughts about Anakin and like, I don't want this shit to go south like it did with him. I have this whole other theory about her and Anakin and all that stuff too, but I'll save that for the end of the show if we have time. So we do go to this Lothal celebration where they're celebrating the anniversary of the battle at Lothal, which was the end of Rebels when, the space whales came and took Thrawn away.
Right.
Clancy Brown is back in the role of Governor Azadi, which, he did the voice of the guy and now he's playing him in live action, which is awesome. And of course, Sabine was supposed to be there. She doesn't show up. Instead, she's like playing some fucking like space rock music as she's blasting. Yeah, she's like blasting down the highway to nowhere, which Kristen has real issues with that fucking road, by the way. The road that goes out of the city, like just to like Ezra's old house in that communications tower.
Right.
Yeah, she's very upset that they would spend so many resources to make that very nice road from the city to
So we could sidebar on that.
Sure.
Because we've both been to places like Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Jordan and Oman. They build fucking these nice ass roads out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like perfect white concrete just going out into fucking nowhere. In fact, I think I probably have pictures of just like camels running in like across this perfect highway that there isn't a fucking thing for 20 miles in either direction.
Right.
Like it's just this perfect fucking concrete highway. Because they don't like, okay, we have the money, we're just fucking going to have this perfectly paved road to this.
Yeah.
And that's just like, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Like that shit flying the approach into fucking Dubai. When you're flying that approach into fucking Dubai.
Dubai is a whole other fucking world.
It's fucking bananas, but it's like this unreal thing where you have this like giant city of excess. Of course you're going to have a fucking road like that going to a communications tower. They probably have a road like that going to the fucking sewage plant.
Yeah.
That's 15 miles outside of town. That's just that. I think that's because of our experience.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh yeah, I've totally seen that. I've totally like. Here, let's count how many camels and and riders. I think saying camel jockeys is inappropriate. Is that wrong? Even though they are actually camel jockeys because they're racing camels.
I think well in today's America, yeah, I'm sure that's not politically
So what would you
correct.
call somebody who's racing the camel? Like the person who's riding the camel?
I don't know, Dave.
Camelback rider? Isn't that a song like from the 60s?
Maybe.
Isn't that a Beatles song? Camelback rider. That doesn't sound better.
I think we're getting way off topic here.
I don't know. How do we get here?
The road to nowhere. So Sabine's rocking some space. So Sabine's rocking some space rock music while these pretty cool looking fighters are trying to get her to pull over and over.
Well,
whatever.
they looked exactly like old. They were old clone era
Sort of. So
X-wing.
Doing some research. Apparently they are E-wings. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they do though. They look like a cross between X-wings and those old clone ships. So yeah, something new but pretty cool looking. So she gets past those fucking guys, goes back to her place. She's looking at Ezra's like hollow message, which it's the live action Ezra now in his old clothes and
which talking about things that Dave has an issue with the show. I didn't like that Ezra, like in the hologram.
Yeah.
Like the voice portrayal and like I think the emoting and the acting was good. Just like I didn't agree with the body.
Well, he
image.
seems too old. Like, because Ezra was pretty young.
He looks kind of dumpy. He just looked kind of dumpy. I don't know. Maybe a hologram adds fucking 50 pounds. I don't know.
Well,
he just looked kind of dumpy.
Well, there's no doubt that we're gonna see Ezra at some point.
Sure.
In this show. So,
What if we don't?
that would be very disappointing, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say so. The next scene is one of Morgan Elspeth talking to the. Well, they're going through the wreckage of that fucking temple that AHSOKA blew up, or that the HK droids blew up, and it's revealed that she's a fucking Night Sister.
Right.
Which, like, I thought that was pretty cool. And again, it's Dave Filoni, he's going to throw that shit in there.
Yeah.
Because we know most of them were eradicated by the Empire.
So, and again, this is twisting a knob of me. All right, so we're going down this path with this story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish we had gotten a hint of this, just a hint, when we saw her in
in Mando?
In Mando.
That would have been nice, like
so
maybe just some little green magic there,
It's just something, like some level of understanding. And maybe there was something there and I just missed it.
I don't think there was anything there.
I agree.
I feel like this was tacked on, honestly. But I'm not upset with it.
I'm not either. Like okay. It probably gives us a good bridge as to how this broad gets herself involved with the search for Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
But it did it like I was just like, man, I really wish this was not a surprise,
right?
Like this.
Yeah, it would have been nice, if there had been some clues, some hints to kind of lead us towards like, whoa, wait a minute, is she? But no, she just comes out and says she's a fucking Night Sister. You get this weird scene where it's the Shin, the young apprentice of Balin. She's just kind of walking around. She's got these like evil, piercing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about her fucking eyes.
I don't know. It's like she doesn't blink. It's
Yeah.
always like it's predatory.
Yeah.
Like she's very like stalking.
Yeah, she's very observant of what's going on around her. And like, yeah, those fucking eyes of hers. I'm like, God damn. But yeah, I'd throw her a shot. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, this is interesting.
What's that?
Our makeup artist actually let it slip via ear. I don't know.
She was a Night Sister in Mando season 2. Oh, and that's the first I'm hearing about it. So,
Fair enough.
Yep. Anyway,
Oh, and here's another good one.
Oh, the head tattoo.
Yeah. Should have clued us in.
Yep.
And didn't. Yeah. It's our powers of observation then.
Mm-hmm.
We're too busy looking at other things.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Filoni, man.
I know. Anyway, so yeah, so they're there and they're talking about the map and all this other stuff, and there's an Inquisitor there, which there's all kinds of talk and theories about this fucking Inquisitor. He's got a name too. It's like Moran or something. I think I wrote it down.
Moras.
Yes, something like that. We'll get there, but yeah. So this Inquisitor was there. Like, have you heard the theories about who people think he is?
No.
Okay, then I won't say anything in case it's the real thing. But yeah, there's some interesting theories out there, but I don't think they're real. Morak, thank you, Smirking Bear, or Merrick. Isn't Merrick a hobbit? Anyway, you become the worst Star Wars fans ever. What? Fuck you. Anyway, so yeah, the Inquisitor's there, and like throughout this whole fucking these 2 episodes, a lot of it is them like ordering around Shin. Like fucking Morgan tells Balin like, send her to Lothal, and then she walks away, and it's a lot of like, tell her to go do this, or you go do this, and I just thought it was funny.
And she's like, and he's like, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, pretty much.
all right, so do I kill her now? No, just relax. Just fucking go do it. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, like, I think the Night Sister is using him for his powers of observation in the Force.
Right, because they're hinting at that he has some premonition abilities.
So I think she's using his basically his short term, like it's almost like he can see. It's like, hey, I can see 30 seconds into the future. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, what do you see? Like, oh, in 30 seconds, you're going to get hit by this bus. Like, all right, I'm going to wait 30 seconds then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in front of the bus. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure,
it's
yeah.
I get the impression that it's a very short-term thing, and what he sees is muddled. So, and also we get the distinct impression that they're obviously playing along with her game. Like, yes, I am the most powerful Night Sister ever, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you're great. You're great. Long live the fucking beast.
It's fuck the sun. I hate it too.
My penis so smooth.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like those two have their own sort of agenda with this. Like, they're not like, oh yeah, Thrawn's going to be the greatest thing since diced bread and, you know, or sliced tomatoes.
Diced bread.
But yeah, no, it's I really wanted to just bring up the whole Shin thing and just the way, like, just watch that scene as she's just walking around the wreckage, just looking around, and those fucking piercing eyes. It's like, ugh,
Yeah,
man.
damn. She's definitely like,
I like her though,
yeah.
and I want to see more. I want to know where the hell she came from.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Like, the backstory on these fallen Jedi is just going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, then we get a lot. Ahsoka shows up on Lothal. Get this whole thing with her and Sabine. It's like this back and forth, a ton of animosity there. Like, Sabine seems just like super fucking burnt that Ahsoka just, like, you know, kicked her to the curb basically. So,
Yeah.
So she's all pissed off.
But rightly so.
I mean, I guess we don't know the context yet, right? We don't know exactly why Ahsoka said, "Fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore."
I don't. So I think the part that we don't know is at what point, like, all right, let's list out the things that Dave doesn't know right now, right? Look, Dave doesn't know a lot of things, but and write that down because I don't say it that often. But so things that Dave doesn't know for sure. How force sensitive is Sabine, right?
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking it's very minimal.
Right. She obviously has some
extremely minimal.
She has some ability, but maybe can't tap into it that much or whatever.
Even Hugh Yang told her, like, in the second episode, like, yeah, of everyone that's ever been a Padawan, you've got the least.
Yeah,
force
but that's
potential
also
that I've
very
ever seen.
fucking sarcastic.
Yeah.
That droid has its own motivations for fucking acting like a total dickbag.
Sure.
But yeah, so we don't know how force sensitive Sabine was. We don't know how far they got into this training, right? Because even in the lightsaber battle that they have later with
Sabine and Shin.
yeah, she did halfway decent. I mean,
She held her own.
So there, and I don't know. I think Shin was playing with her a little bit because
I did kind of get that. feeling.
like it's like, okay, you're playing with your food a little bit.
Yeah.
And Sabine was really working hard.
Well, because you got to think about it. She's probably had very few lightsaber duels in her life. Because when would she ever have that opportunity? Aside from just training with Balin. So she was probably loving it. She kept her cape on, for crying out loud. There were scenes where she's whipping around her cape as she's like fucking fighting Sabine.
Yeah, I definitely think that she was playing with her food, and that's fine. Sidebar. So those of you who, if you watched the Escape Pod last week, you would have heard the adventures of the Escape Pod crew in Philly.
Oh yeah.
And one of them includes a excursion into an empty city lot in order to fucking, leave a little present.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm in Philly for an appointment this past week, and I'm driving around Independence Hall, that area, and I'm like, these motherfuckers, I can't believe they were driving around in my city, and it came down to this. And now I'm going to think about that every time. I'm going to, Don and Brady, I'm going to think about you when I'm driving in my city, thinking about you and trying to find some place to take a shit. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Real quick too, I just looked up Rule 34 Shin Hati, and she's got a few pictures.
Nice.
Not too many yet, just a small handful.
My penis is so smooth.
Not after looking at that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Things Dave doesn't know.
Oh yeah. So we don't know at what point in the training.
We don't know what he has.
We don't know what we don't know, and we don't. She could have been at a point in the training where it was like maybe Ahsoka was just frustrated because she couldn't get her to a level where it was like she would be capable.
Sure.
Or maybe she wanted her to have more force ability than she really had, and just didn't understand, like couldn't get there. And we don't know.
Yeah.
So they could have been working really hard for something, and Ahsoka is just like, you know what, you're not going to be able to do this, and I got other shit to do. So peace out.
I mean, very, very well could have been,
because I think they're giving this impression with Ahsoka that it's like, hey, look, you're either going to be baggage, and if you're baggage, I'm leaving you behind.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're trying to portray. And once Sabine became baggage, then she was like, all right, peace out, girl.
I mean, that's a damn good theory. I would not be surprised if it was something close to that. So, all right. So anyway, we get this back and forth between them. Ahsoka's trying to get Sabine to help her open the fucking map. Sabine steals it from the ship because Ahsoka wanted it to stay on the ship. Sabine steals it, takes it back to the fucking the communications tower where she lives. Clearly she figures out how to unlock it because that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And then a couple more assassin droids show up, attack Sabine, grab the fucking map. She grabs Ezra's lightsaber, heads downstairs to come face to face with Shin.
Right.
Where they have this lightsaber battle that we were talking about, which was actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like I was enjoying. I'm just sitting there like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff right here.
Yeah.
And
to be honest, not something I was expecting out of Ahsoka. Maybe I was expecting Ahsoka to have lightsaber battles like this. I wasn't really. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
So it was fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, and you think about it too. Think about in all of the Disney Plus Star Wars series that we have, we didn't get much in the way of lightsaber duels, honestly. Because think about it, Mandalorian, not much. I mean, he got the dark saber and fought with a Beskar spear, but that wasn't lightsaber battles. Obviously Kenobi had his duel with Vader,
right?
But like,
and that one was fucking.
Andor, 0 lightsabers. Book of Boba Fett, 0 lightsabers.
Right.
So, we really haven't seen much in the way of lightsaber duels since the fucking sequel trilogy ended. So seeing this again was like, oh yeah, this is another side of Star Wars that's just fucking awesome when it's done right.
Yeah.
And
it was like somebody had just brought up like how Shin outclassed Sabine. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And I think what Star Wars does really well, and something that has been since the original trilogy, is you can tell the master from the learner.
Right.
Right. Because there's like form. Like when you're watching form and you're watching who's the aggressor and things like that, like they make these sequences so that you know exactly who has the upper hand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you could tell.
And that goes all the way back to like Empire when Vader fought Luke at the very beginning, where he's just using one hand and just like it's nothing to him.
And ripping shit off the walls and throwing it at him while Luke's like, don't cut my hand off. It's the worst ever. Yeah. Oh my God. So,
well, speaking of tough lightsaber wounds, that's when this whole thing came to a screeching halt for me, because they're fighting. Ahsoka starts to show up. So Shin decides, all right, I got to finish this, and zzz, lightsaber right through the fucking gut of Sabine.
Okay. Let me correct you. It wasn't her gut.
No, actually, it was like right fucking here where her fucking liver, her pancreas, and probably one of her lungs are. Maybe even a kidney.
Lungs, for sure. Kidney, maybe. But
it went through a pretty vital spot.
Right.
On Sabine.
But not your gut.
Okay, whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying. It's like all this fucking area. It was below her tits and above her fucking navel.
Right. So I'm of the opinion that the stab was intended, like when you see it, because it's not a like from behind where you see it come through the back.
Mm-hmm.
It was deliberately like you see it from the front and it's off center.
Yeah.
Like it's not through the heart. It's not through the sternum. It's not into the guts. It's like off center to her chest.
Sure.
And I think they do that deliberately, not for an anatomy lesson, but to show you that this is not a death blow. They do it deliberately. I'm telling you, they do it deliberately.
I guess, but it's like, how many fucking people are going to survive a fucking lightsaber through the goddamn body?
Everyone
but Qui-Gon.
Everyone but Qui-Gon. Like at this point now, Qui-Gon's the anomaly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy from the meme standing there with his hip on his shoulder, or his hands on his hips going, what the fuck?
Qui-Gon died of sadness.
It was the Padme bug.
Right. He died because he was sad. It's like, oh, I got stabbed in the gut. I'm so sad. Yeah. And so he died.
It's just like, oh my God. Like, they could have done anything else. Anything else. Fucking like slashed her across, like, you know, like the front, but not like deep enough to hit an organ or something. Or like what they did with fucking Finn in Force Awakens, where he like slashes him up the fucking back. You know, why do they have to get fucking like completely pierced with the fucking lightsaber? And think that's, oh yeah, no, that's fine. She'll be okay. Like, why is Star Wars doing this?
I don't know.
Three times in Kenobi. They did that.
But all those other times, there was no reason. Like, they didn't give me a reason for that person to be alive.
Yeah.
This one, like, almost definitively, like, they show it, like, hey, this isn't... Shin didn't want to kill her.
You don't think so?
I 100% don't believe so.
Okay.
Because if she wanted to kill her, she would have done it easily.
Okay.
I mean, throughout the entire lightsaber battle, Shin could have overtaken her at any point.
That part I will agree with. Like, it seemed pretty obvious.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to put her out of commission for just long enough, and we're going to get out of here and do what we need to do.
Okay.
So because like fucking
Balin.
Yeah, I wanted to say Rey. when Balin says, there's not that many Jedi left.
Yeah, when he said killing Ahsoka would be a shame.
Yes, I think there's something to that. I think there's some poignancy to that.
Okay.
I don't think that line is said just in abstract. I think there's some poignancy to that. And I truly believe that they're not trying to eliminate, they're not inquisitors.
Right.
They're not trying to eliminate all the other Force users. I think that was a deliberate act. Like, okay, this is somebody who's wielding a lightsaber. This was fun. I want to do this again sometime. Here's some time in the back of the tank. I'm taking off.
100%. I could get behind that theory. Like, definitely. Like, if that's the case, then I'm okay with that. Because, yes, they do deliberately show that it, like, kind of goes into the side, even though there's still some pretty fucking important organs right there.
But people get shot there all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you could take a shotgun there and still live through it.
And Bacta is pretty strong. It's pretty good.
You get you get medical attention right away. Like, gut shots are almost impossible to survive. Like, if you get, like, disemboweled, like, those wounds those are not wounds you recover from.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why the actual gut shot, to me, when they fucking survive that, to me, is less believable.
Yeah.
Or it get through the heart or some shit like that. This, to me, the way you saw it, like the way they showed it on the thing, like I'm gonna show you the front of her, and I'm gonna show you getting hit right here. I'm like, okay, they did that on purpose.
Okay.
That's how I like I didn't have to think about it. That was my first thought.
Okay.
Going into it.
Well, see, my first thought was no, but then, thinking about what Balin said, because I did make a note of that too at the end of episode 2, like, the whole idea of killing Ahsoka would be a real shame.
Yeah.
And, fucking Morgan even called him out on that comment. He's like, oh, you going soft? He's like, hey, just speaking truth.
Yes.
So, all right.
Yeah, there's so few Jedi. I really do. I think, by saying it out loud, I'm speaking it into existence, right? But I really do think that there's I'm missing stuff in. All right.
Don't pay attention to the chat. They distract you all the time.
Yes, they do. I've been doing good. Holy shit.
What? Is there more Rule 34 stuff?
Yes.
Okay. The Shen stuff?
Yeah, and some Sabine and some
yeah, it's not the greatest yet. Your drops are messed up.
Who's are?
Kristen sent me a text like an hour and a half ago that our drops are messed up.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
I don't know what that means.
Like that is? Like those aren't coming through?
Well, I don't know. She wasn't very specific. Like, what does messed up mean? Anyway.
My penis is so smooth.
So we were talking about Rule 34.
My penis is so smooth.
Are you done over there?
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Is it in the in-show chat? Oh, yep, there it is. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, we were moving on to episode 2.
Yes. That's what we were doing.
So, it picks up right where we left off. Sabine wakes up in an Apple store, mid-bay, whatever. It's like just bright white everywhere. It's just like, it's blinding how bright it is in that fucking med-bay.
You know what? Thank God real hospitals aren't like that.
Yeah.
Because how clean, like, that there's like, I know it's dirty in here. I don't need it to be super, super white so that like any speck of dirt is going to be on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm leaking oil onto the fucking floor, let's just have some discoloration on the floor just so I don't have to see it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's wheel me in and out of here and not have to see the gleaming white walls.
Yeah. So, something else that they've been focusing on is Sabine's been having these weird like force dreams, or they could just be normal dreams. But she's like having these dreams of Ezra and things that have kind of gone on. And she starts off having another one of those dreams at the beginning of this show or this episode. We get another slow moving scene where Balin and Shin arrive at that other Night Sister temple thing. It looks kind of like Stonehenge,
right?
Almost. And it's like, again, another scene. And I think this is deliberate by Filoni. It's just a slow walk up. You get this slow overhead shot of them walking up to the fucking temple. Then it flips to the back and they're walking up and it's like a long drawn out scene. And then they're looking around. They put the fucking, globe of death
Right.
on there and it, shit moves around. And they're like, okay, I think we got it. Call, and that's when he orders Shinnigan. He's like, all right, call what's her name and get her out here.
Yeah. Go jump on the bat phone and fucking give old girl a call.
They mentioned though that it's the reflex point on Cetos is what they mentioned because we didn't even bring it up in the fucking episode 1 discussion when fucking Sabine solved the map. The fact that the location that they're looking for is in another fucking galaxy.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. That is so fucking huge. The fact, because we talked about it, when we did our like astronomy of Star Wars episode, and we've talked about it, multiple times since then. The fact that for the most part, all stories are kind of contained within the Star Wars galaxy, and they're in Legends. There was like that impenetrable like force field around the galaxy that kept things from going in and out.
Right.
But somehow the Yuuzhan Vong were the only ones that were able to like fucking pierce that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that now we know that it is possible to travel to a different galaxy from, the core Star Wars galaxy. Oh, fuck. That opens up so many new possibilities.
Yeah. If they decide to actually exercise that.
Sure. Yeah.
Then yeah. And maybe there's something in High Republic too, that they're talking about that we're not actually privy to. That's
true. Because I mean, Balin even mentions like stories that the younglings would tell in the Jedi Temple about, whatever it was, the path to, I think I wrote it down. The pathway to Peridia. So yeah, like it's something that's kind of known, like a possibility that they can travel outside of the current galaxy. But the fact that they're totally exploring it in this to the point where they're building a fucking ship with 4 fucking Super Star Destroyer hyperdrives on it.
Right.
I guess, you need something that powerful to fucking traverse galaxies.
Well, and, rewind, we didn't really talk about it, but when I'm sorry, fucking Twinkle Tits, God damn it, Hera and
Sabine.
Ahsoka.
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
The character that the show's named after?
The main character.
Okay.
Fucking hell. It's my brain. It's so big. I know. Yeah, they're in the spaceport, right? And they're like, hey, let's talk to this guy to fucking see where to go through old girl's records when they arrested her. Say, hey, she had to turn over all her shit, all her Imperial records. Mm-hmm. So they went and like take inventory, and they walk up like, hey, there's nothing that's not in the inventory. Or like, who the fuck is that being built for? Mm-hmm. And so they had this, basically these insiders for the Imperials tried to like, oh shit, the jig is up. And they fucking tried to take out Ahsoka and Hera.
Yeah. To know.
Obviously it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And it might as well have bitten down on their little fucking, cyanide pills or whatever.
Yeah. For the Empire.
Yeah. Done. Yeah. Okay. Good job, guys. Yeah. Way to give it an effort. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so those pieces were obviously for this transportation, method of transportation to be able to get to this other galaxy. Mm-hmm. That, okay, we're building secret battleship in uncharted space. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Are we? So I guess my question is, and one of the things I was thinking about, who's going to pilot this? Right? Is it going to be her as the Night Sister? Because remember how in Thrawn,
oh yeah, the Force sensitive people have to navigate the
right. Remember, they had specific navigators,
yeah.
and it was they didn't really associate it with the Force. They just had the ability to navigate.
But it was Force ability.
It was, but that's not. So it makes you wonder, like, how would they? Besides using the fucking globe map, like, you still need to be able to have this ability to fucking navigate to it.
Well, and it makes sense, the fact that this was all like Night Sister stuff, which makes you wonder, like, how deep does this history go? Like this ancient race that built this fucking temple, like, how were they tied to the Night Sisters? And there's so much like that has yet to be revealed that I want to know. Who knows if we're actually going to get a lot of these answers, but anyway. So yeah, while Ahsoka and fucking Sabine are like playing with a droid's head to try to get more information out of it, and it might explode, whatever, to try to find where this the fucking map is. You know, they're prepping the ship, and then we get the whole thing where they find out where Morgan Elspeth is on Corellia.
Right.
Which the shot of them going into fucking Corellia was awesome. Because it's, you know, this overhead shot as the ship's flying in, and you can see so much detail in the distance. So many different ships either being built or decommissioned. You see at least a couple of Star Destroyers being decommissioned. You can even see in one shot one of the old Clone Wars era Star Destroyer ships.
Yeah, like a Venator, right? Venator
That sounds right.
cruisers.
Yeah. But you can see one of those being decommissioned in the background too. So just like, I fucking love that Corellia scene where they came up. And yeah, they get into this whole thing with the with these Imperial sympathists. And I love the red protocol droids in there, by the way. I don't know why they looked so fucking badass, but those red C-3POs essentially that were in that.
Is it the first time we've seen a red one? I mean, besides the red arm.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And earlier in the or in episode 1, when they were on that prison ship, there was another protocol droid of the same design, but it was like black or dark blue or something.
Yeah, I mean, we've had so many iterations of the protocol droid.
Yeah. Nice to see a familiar face. Ichuta. How rude.
How rude.
So something that really pissed me off about this scene when they're, you know, poking that guy, like, why the fuck, you know, do you have this Super Star Destroyer hyperdrive, blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's classified. And Hera's like, I'm a general. It's not classified. And I'm like, well, the rules in Star Wars must be different from, you know, most other military rules, because just because you have a fucking rank does not give you the authorization to see everything that's fucking classified.
Jason, you and I both know that there are 100% people that walk around and think that their rank gives them the need to know.
Oh, sure.
That was probably one of the most realistic things I've seen in Star Wars in a long, long time. Like,
Right.
I'm a general. I have need to know. Like, the fuck you do.
Right.
Like, now, as far as like, hey, I'm the general who fucking oversees like all the shipbuilding and shit like that. So she would probably know all that stuff, but she also was probably bluffing about the whole like, hey, you know,
Maybe, yeah.
you would think, but dude, you and I both know, like, oh well, it's the same people to walk around with, like, I have a top secret clearance. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You don't have a need to know, so
Right.
piss up a rope.
Yeah, so you still don't get to see this.
Yes, exactly. Like, dude, this is not your program.
Yeah.
So
Go fuck yourself.
yes, go fuck yourself. So yeah, I totally. The woman that took Dave's spot was a captain of a prison cruiser.
Maybe.
Fucking arrogant ass.
So anyway, yeah, Corellia looked awesome. We have a new scene where when Ahsoka breaks through the glass, which we saw in the fucking trailers, and she lands, and then the Inquisitor's down there. And she fights the Inquisitor, again, who has spoken 0 lines of dialogue up to this point. Like, I totally think that this is someone we know. I don't think it's the main person that most of the conspiracy theorists have thrown out there, but I feel like that there's got to be something.
Who? What's the conspiracy?
Most people say it's Ezra.
Really?
Yeah. Where I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
That
because,
doesn't make sense.
Because he'd still be banished with fucking Thrawn. The Inquisitors were already a thing and were already on their way out the fucking door by the time Ezra and Thrawn got taken away by the space whales.
I don't.
Thrawn doesn't know how to train an Inquisitor. He wasn't part of that fucking program.
Well, I mean, it's Thrawn.
Yeah.
He could. I don't put anything past him, but
no, most of the people are saying, "Oh my God, is that Ezra?" I'm like, no, I don't believe that it is, but I do believe that it might be somebody that we know.
yeah,
Because they're making a point to like keep it under wraps.
It doesn't make any sense to be Ezra.
No,
it
it doesn't. But again, I'm seeing this all over the place.
Especially because they showed Ezra in a hologram as being somebody who's probably 5'10", 230 pounds, when that Inquisitor is obviously not.
It's very lean.
Yeah, very lean.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what's out there, and I don't buy into it. But I do feel like it's got to be somebody. Like,
yeah, I don't disagree. Why there's helmeted and not? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Like, that's the beauty of this, right? It's like, oh god, yeah, let's watch another episode and find out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and then this is the point where we get that scene that we've seen in the trailers and in the previews where Hera is chasing the ship that's towing the fucking engine, which I'm trying to think of like the physics of what happens when that ship jumps into hyperspace. You've just got like 8 fucking cables just attached to this fucking hyperdrive engine that you're towing, basically. Does that all just like comes with you? Like, it doesn't, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think to Earth, like
Star Wars physics is a completely different thing.
Yeah, the hyperspace bubble goes around everything, I guess.
Like, they're gonna put in a force field.
Yeah,
put a shield around it. It's like a hamster wheel, and then they're just gonna have to propel the hamster wheel.
Yep.
It's gonna be great.
And this is where we actually get our first look at Chopper in this, because we've seen Hera several times throughout these first 2 episodes, but this is the first time we actually see Chopper and see him doing his Chopper stuff.
Right. And I think the one thing I will say about Chopper, I think they made him too. They made his audio too recognizable.
Well,
if that makes sense. Like, it was in Rebels, like, you could understand the gist of what he was saying, right? More so than even like R2 and the other droids. Like, the beeps and squeaks, you kind of like,
sure,
you can,
because there's some inflection in there.
Yeah. With Chopper, it was very like, it was almost, it was like, it wasn't hidden enough.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I think, like, hey, look, guys, we do that. We put the words in his mouth. Let us do that, not you. Let us do that.
That is true. Yeah.
I just think they went a little too far on that.
Okay, fair enough. But again, as I'm watching the scene, as she's like fucking following that ship and it's shooting back at her, and they're trying to maneuver so they can get Chopper to make the connection, I'm like, God, these fucking visuals, man. Like, I see people complaining online, like, oh, they're relying too much on green screen, and they're like fucking whatever that.
The round?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever they're doing, it looks fucking phenomenal.
I would have no fucking idea. Like, what I'm watching is perfectly fine.
Oh no, it's more than perfectly fine in my opinion.
There was not at any point where I was watching this going like, oh, I'm thrown off by this visual. Yeah. Not once.
No, because it's all so seamless, and it looks like they're all right fucking there.
The beauty of doing that thing in the round, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah,
and I think it gets to the screen really, really well. To complain about it is just fucking stupid. And honestly, to complain about it really is just, I think, maybe wanting something more out of it than you really should be. Maybe should be expecting, because look, this is it's a show.
Yeah.
Right. We're having multiple episodes of a show, just like with Mandalorian, right, and just like with Andor. Like, at some point, you can only do so much practical effects when you're doing a show like this.
Oh,
because practical effects are fucking expensive. Doing this shit in the round, you still have to generate images and stuff like that, but you don't have to build a lot of practical effects and tear those down. And then, you with the sound stages and everything else, like, all those things take time and they take money.
Yep.
You eliminate a lot of that by doing this stuff like the way they're doing.
Yeah. And they do a good enough balance between practical and visual effects that I think it looks fine. It looks like it all fits.
And
it's really fucking incredible too.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat, and people are talking about it, but I think that what they're doing right now is what's going to keep these things in our lives as Star Wars fans, right? If you can control cost by doing shows to this quality, by doing it like things like in the round like this, with having a mix of practical and in the round or in the dome or whatever, and you can produce this level of quality and continue to have shows, you're going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. If you start trying to go one way or the other, then that's when, you're going to it's going to be too expensive to continue, or the quality is going to be to a point where it's like, you should have just animated this.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. Like this is all on Disney Plus. They're not releasing this in fucking theaters. So, they have to find a balance between cost and production value. And I think they found it with this. Like, it's perfect. And this is the technique they've been using with pretty much all of the Disney Plus shows, I think, except for Andor. I don't think they used it on that, but everything else. And
yeah, I don't think so. I think when we talked about the Andor show, I think they were deliberate and not
problem
not using it.
Just
leaking.
To kind of close up this episode, though, they get the fucking tracking beacon on the ship before it leaves. Sabine busts out her Mando armor, and then we get this that shot for shot remake of the last scene in Rebels, which kind of changes, the whole meaning of that scene, because when we saw that at the end of Rebels, watching it live whenever that came out, 4 or 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Anyway, we're kind of led to believe that they go right from the Battle of Endor to that scene where, Sabine's freshly cut hair, looking at the fucking the what do they call those things where they paint over a wall? Mural, yes. Where she's looking at the mural and all that of Ahsoka fucking lands, and then they leave together. But no, now we're being told that scene actually happened many years afterwards, because we had all this time in between where, Sabine was the Padawan and blah, blah, blah. I saw some people saying that, maybe it's not the same scene. I'm pretty sure the intent is that it's the exact same scene. There is a subtle difference. Ahsoka doesn't have that staff like she had in the animated version, but for the most part, I think we're led to believe that that's the exact same scene. So now we kind of have some more context to it. And then of course we go to that conversation that we were talking about earlier, where Elspeth contacts Baylan and it's like, we're going to have to kill Ahsoka. She's fucking getting too close, blah, blah, blah. And that's when he's like, it'd be a real shame.
Yep.
And then that's pretty much the end of the episode. And to wrap it up, as a certain someone is getting dressed from what I can hear, I loved these 2 episodes, and especially now after we had that conversation, you talked me down from the ledge with the whole fucking lightsaber through the midsection. I'm like, okay, now because that was my biggest gripe between these 2 episodes. A little bit of pacing issue, like I said, some scenes seemed like they were lasting way longer than they needed to. That was the most egregious thing that I had an issue with. But again, after our conversation, I'm like, okay, I can get behind that theory. And then now it just makes these first 2 episodes fucking great. I enjoyed them so much.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to another one. I want to see where they take the story.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That's where I am with this right now.
Yeah, I want to see some more lightsaber action. I loved that fucking duel between Shin and Sabine, and I want to see more of it. And we know that they're going to fight at least one more time.
Oh yeah,
in this season, and of course we know Ahsoka and Baylan fight at least once. I want more. That's the big thing that these 2 episodes left with me was just I want more fucking right now. Give it to me and give me, at the quality that you gave me for these first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree.
All right. Well, I guess because we are running a little long, should we just go ahead and bring our guest out?
Yeah, I mean I think it's about that time.
We'll bring her out, do some reads, and then we'll close it up with what we're talking about next week and go from there. So, Miss Lopez! There she is. Are you all recovered from the celebration? I know you kind of went a little out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, this is much better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. But did you at least have fun at Celebration?
Oh yeah, making Brady uncomfortable was like the most fun ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I love the fact that like him and Shanty were both afterwards like, oh, now I understand what Jason goes through. Yes, thank you. Now we know.
I don't know what you're implying with going through. I don't understand.
Oh, there's just things that I don't think you could ever understand, really. Like the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you right now, I'm staring into your eyes.
Yeah.
Right now.
My googly eyes.
Yeah. It's fucking weird. I just watched one go, woo. Yeah. No, it's fucking crazy.
I'm having a bad hair day today.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. It must be a little humid or something outside.
It's always humid.
I don't have my whole dressing room. Like I had my awesome dressing room.
I know. Do you want us to bring that to the studio?
Yeah, we should bring that in.
Okay, well, we'll
have to remember that for next time.
Find a place for it. I don't know where the hell we're going to put it. We've got no fucking room for anything.
This is true.
So.
But it doesn't have to be seen. I could just, might be my dressing room.
Yeah, okay. Well.
I like this mic stand setup right now.
Yeah, because you're on a platform.
Yeah.
And
this is like my favorite thing ever right now.
Well,
because I'm not going to be exhausted by the end of this.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and get started with your reads?
Yeah, let's do the reads.
All right.
Oh, it's going to be the best.
I'm sure it is.
That does inhibit my movement a little bit. Like now, I'm pivoting weird.
Yeah.
Like,
You just have to find a balance. It's like me and Dave with the new studio setup today.
Yeah.
We gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
You all right over there?
No.
Clearly not.
On Wednesday, we're going to talk about Cantina Family Happenings. Hey, real quick, from Celebration, you guys are sporting some nice jerseys.
Yeah, you can't really see it very well on camera, but you can see the ATSW family jersey that we got. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, Darth Roscom.
That's right. But yeah.
I'm assuming you can see the Philly Dave 75 when I stood up.
Yes, I did see it.
Or when he stood up. Like you do.
Yep.
Yeah, Brady made them. They were awesome. Yeah, it's a shame I don't have one of my own.
Oh, that's fucked up. He didn't make you one?
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
Clearly not.
I wanted to touch his hair. He wouldn't let me.
That's true, and he is one of the main producers of the propaganda against you, so I guess that does make sense.
Yeah.
It's still kind of fucked up, though. You're still part of the crew.
I know.
Yeah, well, maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday you'll earn their respect.
Someday my prince will come. That's you, Brady. You're my prince. Oh,
that's good.
Someday, Brady, someday. Look into my googly eyes, Brady. You know you loved it. Am I even looking in the camera? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You're kind of far, though.
I am near. No, I am far. I am near.
There you go. Oh, my God.
On Wednesday, Don, Brady, and Chris are once again on autopilot, which means they name the show, which is what they name the show when DB does a poor job with spying on us. Funny, we didn't tell Lunar Girl September's schedule yet, so nothing is written in her planner for him to steal, you spy-ass spies.
It's all making sense.
I feel like Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah.
Bet they've been too busy photoshopping pictures of me on other people's asses to think of one. Am I on somebody's ass?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's so much propaganda
I know,
out
I was
there.
in Luna Girl's eyes.
Oh,
yeah,
you were
sparkling in Luna Girl's eyes.
Yeah, no,
He wanted me touching Brady's hair. I'm sure he'd love that. You could put that on a sticker. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Think of that one. Anyway, check them out. 1905, 705 Eastern at ATSW The Escape Pod on the YouTube. What's this for Hannaford? Hashtag Dave is fine. Sure he is. He's leaking on the floor right now.
Yeah, pretty disgusting.
Yeah, he's so sick of it. It just really is. This coming Saturday, Snooch and LG will be giving their reaction. What am I looking at? I'm over here. Oh, hi. Snooch and LG will be giving their reactions and review on Stranger Things Season 3, Chapter 5, The Flayed.
They're going to run out of episodes
The
soon.
Flayed.
I think it's only 4 seasons have come out so far.
Ooh.
Then what are they going to do?
I don't know. There's a lot of Stranger Things that could happen. It doesn't have to just be about a show.
That's fair.
You know, you can do a lot of strange things, like talk to a hand puppet.
Yes.
That's a strange thing.
It very much is.
It has happened.
Too much for my taste. But
So join their live chat 2100 9 p.m. Eastern at Stranger Things Has Happened on YouTube. Breaking news!
that is a drop on the.
My penis so smooth.
You okay? Oh God.
Brady Big Lovin' will be running a live draft this Sunday afternoon at 1400, 2 p.m. Eastern for our Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League.
I think that's the opposite of breaking news, considering we already mentioned that at the top of the
No,
show.
he didn't have a time, though.
Oh.
He just had a date.
Oh.
So now there's a time. Pay attention to our Facebook group for his posts. Oh my God, it's the loudest fucking thing ever. That was the, oh, Jesus. That's, it's so loud.
I'm taking white fett out of this package.
You're taking hearing out of my ears is what you're doing.
Apologies.
Jesus. That's a pretty big loving. Pay attention to our Facebook group for his posts on time and details this week. Are you done?
No, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Scott is officially in Nevada taking care of his daughter, but the show must go on. Kim and Nicole will be discussing Disney Pixar Brave. Catch Used and Abused live Sunday at 2100 9 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube. Layman's Terms released ATSW Family Get Together over the weekend. I don't think he talked about me at all.
No?
I don't think so.
Well, was he there when you came out?
I don't
'Cause
remember.
He wasn't there for the whole thing.
No. Did he leave early?
No, he didn't. He was there until
he
the
was
very
there.
end. So
He was there. I don't.
So he definitely would have seen you. He just
Well,
apparently.
maybe he did mention me and I just didn't catch it. But you should watch him talk about it on his show, Layman's Terms. It was released, a TSW Family Get Together on the weekend, and his taco dip totally kicked ass.
It did.
Check out Layman's Terms on YouTube. Always your primary source of ignorance and trucker bits.
You're
You know, the tape that kind of
kind of.
the tape that kind of slowed for a second there.
Yeah.
You're scared of
Oh my God. Are you okay? Are you? I'm starting to wonder if you're possessed by a demon.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's okay. We can get through this.
Orange Vet Show did not release anything new last week. Check out their back catalog on Spotify and Apple. Sweet Studios was in Hawaii all last week. Lucky bastard. Sub to Sweet on YouTube and give him a follow on the socials to see his nude pictures on the beach. No, wait. New pictures of the beach.
I was gonna say he posted nudes on Instagram.
Yes. So go to Sweet Studios to see Sweet nude. We're going with that.
Yep.
Our bro from the land down under. I can't remember words at all.
All I know is I come from the land down under. That's it. That's it. I don't know any other words to that song.
Yeah.
Oh no! You better run. You better take cover. That's about it.
What was I saying? Oh, Wally Frogmore is currently in the process of creating a new Instagram account for his amazing artwork. Maybe some of the amazing artwork that he's done for us might show up there.
I mean, Jason Rose is a classic.
It is. It is amazing.
It's a masterpiece
It is
of art.
Like the original is just spectacular.
Yeah, it's like that's Picasso level.
No, Picasso is abstract. This is
true.
way more classical.
True.
It is a pencil drawing on a paper.
So I guess we're more into like Da Vinci, kind of like Mona Lisa sort of style art, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go
We'll
with
go
that.
with that. So go follow Frogmore Art right now. So when he creates his first post, you can be one of the first to comment.
That's Frogmore Art,
Yeah,
all one word.
At FROGMOREART. All one word.
Hold on, I'm still getting to search.
Frogmore Art.
Frogmore.
It's not that hard, Jason. It's his last name and art.
Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
Followed.
Sweet. See?
Done and
all
done.
of you should do the same thing Jason just did. See how easy it was? Even a fucking Jason can do it. No comment?
Oh no, sorry.
nothing?
I got distracted by something that popped up on my Instagram feed
Did
right
it?
after. Yeah.
Did he post anything yet?
No post yet.
Come on, Wally. Get your shit together. You can find us at the train that just went by.
Yep, kept it rolling.
Bio.link/the Cyber Cantina, where you can find our links to Patreon, YouTube, our audio podcasts on Apple, Audible, and Spotify. And all our social media platforms, including X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Twitch, which isn't used much, and TikTok, where LG posts funny clips of the show and video gaming clips. You can also find all of our Spotify music mixtapes playlist, mixtapes, tapes. Because music is life and you know this. Our Discord community is growing. LG! Post the Discord link now!
Do you have to yell it?
Yes, it's in caps. It's all caps.
Okay.
Leave your drama at the door and come hang with us on there. Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch shop. We have our F Cancer and Jason Rose designs, our super sexy Twi'lek Cyber Chick, our beloved Hennifer design, that's me, and a couple of from Gen X point of view throwbacks. There are t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pins, wall arts, magnets, notebooks, laptop cases, pillows!
The pillow's inside.
Getting washed again.
Sure.
Nobody touched it, by the way. No, it was
I noticed
it was at Celebration, and nobody touched it.
I know. I try to get people like, look how
No,
soft and comfortable
no,
it is.
nobody touched it.
Nobody wanted
I
it.
love the fact that nobody touched it.
They wanted nothing to do with it.
It was the best. The pillow, it's just about anything you can imagine. Make sure you tag us in the socials for your sidebar merch reviews.
No new reviews.
Motherfuckers.
Yep.
That is unsatisfactory.
Yep. Even after we shamed everybody that was at the celebration to go give us some more reviews, nothing. Not a one. Oh God.
Write a fucking review. Otherwise known as, please write us a 5-star review on Apple or Audible. Don't have an Apple or Audible account? Our Facebook page has a review feature too. Just screenshot your review before you hit done and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on our show. Hediford Lopez or Hank or Edith or Mama or somebody fun will read your review word for word in the next episode. If you're listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays. The chat is most definitely where it's at. I stopped moving my lips. Catch up on the tape. Shit, I lost my place. The chat is most definitely where it's at. Yes, and you know it. And if you're new to Sidebar, please subscribe, flick that bean, and select all to receive notifications when we go live. Remember to hit that like button. It really helps us out. Now, I'll have a narrator guy do the salvage deep space stuff. Because that's the appropriate voice for that. So
I'd agree. So are you leaving us or is?
Well, no, I'll hang out. I'm just gonna let him do it.
Okay, you're just gonna watch him, or are you
Yeah,
gonna?
we're just gonna watch.
So you're not gonna move your lips.
No, I'm gonna watch.
Well, okay.
Just gonna stare at him.
I'm gonna watch you.
It's very weird. Just gonna make it weird as he tries to scroll.
Salvage Deep Space is a highly narrative, cooperative legacy sci-fi role-playing tabletop game for up to 4 players. Sol system is languishing hundreds of years after the sudden spontaneous destruction of Earth, and your crew of exomech pilots will search amongst the stars to collect valuable salvage to sell at Epoch Station, the last bastion of humanity from Earth that was. But the solar system holds great power, hidden in the lost places only you can search. And once you discover the spark, it will awaken not only the forgotten powers of your salvage suits, but also a precarious plot with your characters at the center of the story. Salvage Deep Space is a cooperative board game. I gotta delete that middle part. Salvage Deep Space is a cooperative board game for up to 4 players. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you taking my picture?
No, just go back to what you were doing.
It's a cooperative game. Oops, no, back to you.
Salvage Deep Space is a cooperative board game up to 4 players, published by 3301 Games LLC, is a campaign-driven tactical skirmish game set in a future of alternate reality space. Deploying in one of 18 unique playable salvage suits, players work together to fight through narrative-driven combat missions. This game follows a legacy format where player decisions permanently shape the board state, which in this case means altering and uncovering or known space. Salvage is really more than a competitive game. It's a team game. Like a team of soldiers or athletes, the players in Salvage are collaborating to accomplish a common goal, and they succeed or fail together. This means the game places heavy emphasis on strategic participation, communication, and team play. Also, because of the ramification of failure, the stakes are heightened, as poor strategic decisions may lead to dire consequences. The bottom line is, if you want to know more, check out salvagedeepspace.com, where you can find more information about the starting playable exomechs, what the solar system holds in store, and how you can take advantage of late pledge discounts on backer kit. And if you really want to have a good explanation of this, look at last week's YouTube stuff. Frederick Martin.
Yep, I got 2 of the figures that cousin Rick gave me.
Sweet. Yes, we have. Yeah, he did. He was at.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were here.
I'm talking.
Okay.
She's not talking.
Okay.
I'm not talking.
Yeah. Go fucking. Just do it.
Anyway, that's it. That's enough of that. There was one other thing. I can't remember.
Is it in your notes?
No, it's not. It was fuck.
So the reason I was trying to take your picture is while Dave was reading that last part, you were just kind of like looking up into space and just kind of like you were like bored out of your mind.
I was just a little bored. That's all. What? That's not my thing.
No, it's fine.
It's tough to play a board game when you're all hand.
You'd think that it would be, well, I don't know.
Jason, ready?
Yeah. Oh god! But you can move the chess pieces and everything. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, she looks like one of those aliens from Sesame Street. Yip 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 yip. Earth book. Yip 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 yip. Oh my god. Oh, I can't.
You made me do it. You made me do it.
I know.
All right, I'm leaving now.
Your hair is a complete wreck now.
Yeah, you like that?
That's good. I think I see one of your extension attachments there.
Fuck.
All right, Ms. Lopez, you have a good night.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
She's so loud.
Yes, she is.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't. Dude, I had something else. Fuck, I can't.
Do it live! Do it live!
Can't remember what it was.
Well, while you think about it, next week we're covering the next episode of AHSOKA.
Yes.
So.
Oh, I remember what it was.
What?
The Amazon links. I'm working on Amazon store links
Oh.
to buy shit.
Oh, you how some like websites or some like shows have like
Yeah.
deal with Amazon. Oh, you go to our link, buy something from Amazon, we get a little penny out of it.
So I think for what I'll do is when I post the audio episode of this, with this audio episode, when I go in and update the links, I'll add the 2 Amazon shopping links that I've made.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's for Black Series, there's another one for Legos.
Okay.
So I don't know. If you're gonna buy Black Series or Legos off of Amazon, use one of our links. I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea. Like, it's just something I know other platforms have done, and I'm just really curious as to what that actually turns into. So more to follow.
Hell
But,
yeah.
Yeah, if it's we'll see what it turns into. Maybe we just change our web presence a little bit to make sure that like is something that's more accessible.
Sure. Yeah.
Lunar Girl could probably help us out with that.
Yep.
But yeah, more to follow on that. But yeah, if you're going to buy some shit, we'll give you a link, and you can maybe buy some shit and give us some shit
Yes. And you will do it.
for no extra cost. Yes.
All right. So that being said, I think we're done here.
Yes. It is now after 8 o'clock.
Yep. So tune in next week where we cover some more AHSOKA and whatever else comes our way. And until then, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
It's all on you now. It's all on your side.
Okay, now what do I click?
All right. That's that.
And it's over.
Yep.
So for the live draft, Brady, you've got this, bro. Look here.
Are we gonna do like a stream over StreamYard?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to those guys. I don't know if yeah, I don't know.
All right, fair enough.
Stay tuned to however they have it set up. Those guys are in charge. I'm just here as a participant. So anyway, yeah, that's it. You ready to go?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, kids.